But I think the development of full artificial intelligence will spell the end of the human race.
It's a flying object, and we don't know what it is. I would hope somebody's checking it out.
It was a rocket or whatever, but incredibly fast, opposite direction. It was too fast to be held back.
I'm glad the Pentagon is looking at this, because if it poses a threat, I want them on top of it.
Well, the craft generates its own gravitational field.
So you said there's lights in the sky?
The internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists.
911, what's your emergency? I need help, please help me!
Aliens won't let it happen. You know, that's what we're instructed to say.
Roswell, Area 51. Alien kept deep under the ground.
1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1,
self-serving. You're here for a reason. You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. Broadcasting live from a secret bunker just off the extraterrestrial highway. Somewhere in the desert sands outside of Las Vegas. From somewhere in space-time, loosely labeled Generation X on planet Earth. And asking questions of you in earnest into the digital darkness.
Good evening and welcome to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. And hello to all of you who might also have troubled minds. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday night, and that means it is show night. It means we're back to talk about all the forbidden things. Aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal. The things that would get you fired talking about around the water cooler. And so instead, we get together and we do it this way. This show is about more things than that, about many more things. Of course, we talk about the 24-hour news cycle. We talk about academia. We talk about the government. We talk about the injustices of the world and how everybody doesn't see. What does George Carlin say? The great George Carlin. Nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what we're here talking about. That's what we're here doing. That's what this show is all about. All of those crazy things that really make up the world we live in, and nobody seems to notice and nobody seems to care, do they? It certainly seems that way sometimes. All right. So we've changed the format of the show just a little bit. So if everybody's kind of expecting an old one, there's a new one. There's a new format here. So the way this works is, wait, did I mention? Hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up. Too much. Let's back up. Right now, Tuesday night, it is December, what the hell's the day? I never know what the damn day it is. It's Tuesday, December 15th. And we're live. If it's Tuesday night, wherever you're at, December 15th, you're listening right this second, we are live. And we're doing, what do? We do it live because we include you. We're streaming on several platforms. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Periscope, which is part of Twitter. We're streaming on... What else are we streaming on? We're streaming on, did I say Facebook? We're streaming on DLive. Yeah, all of those things except for Twitch. We cut Twitch out. That was carved out for a new show. And actually, if many of you... I'm sure many of you know about this. Many of you do not yet. But we have a new show that's actually streaming live on Twitch 5 days a week. So we used to do the news. We used to do conspiracy news on this show, and it just became too much because we were talking about too many things. It's too disjointed, a little bit of a mess. So we split off the news segments entirely, and we're doing 5 days a week conspiracy news on Twitch. And then that leaves this show. And so we get to go straight into aliens and conspiracy and the paranormal and the government and everything else. And nobody seems to notice and nobody seems to care. But that's not what I mean. Not you guys, clearly. I just mean the world at large. All these crazy things that we talk about, that we think about, and nobody seems to notice and nobody seems to care. So there you go. All right. So tonight, the way this is going to work, this is live. We record this live, we do this live, and we do it to include you. So all these platforms we're streaming on, we're watching chat, and if we got pertinent chat that's relevant to the show, we'll read it. And so please chat it up. Feedback is good. Anything's good in the chat. Say hello. Just don't bicker with each other, please. It makes it hard for me because I don't know if you're talking to me or you're shitting on somebody else. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So just make it easy on me, please. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Go ahead, bicker away, or don't please don't. Okay, but anyway, so we're doing this live, and we include you. And did I mention there's a phone number? So we will read the chat as we go. If you want to be part of the show, you can do that. You pick up the phone, you dial this number, 702-957-1037. And that's a Vegas area code, and that's where we're streaming from. And you can also join the Discord. So for the international types that don't like the long distance and all the rest of that, Discord is free. If you have a internet connection, it's as simple as that. It's a chat client and a voice client, and it's how we do the show typically. So, yeah, easy, right? Easy. Call the number, click the Discord link, and you can find both the number and the Discord link at the official website, which is troubledminds.org. And there you go. There you go. So that's what's up. So here's what we're going to do. We're skipping the news. That's been cut off to its own show. That's called Conspiracy News with Michael Strange, and you can find that on Twitch. And you can find the Twitch link. That's right. You guessed it. On the official website, troubledminds.org. The Twitch link is right on top. Okay, so if you want to check that out, we're going 5 days a week, 4 p.m. Pacific, talking about conspiracy news. It's been 3 shows so far. It's been pretty good. We got some people showing up from this show, saying hi and having a good time over there on Twitch. So fantastic. If you guys want to join us there, I would appreciate that a lot. And spread the word. Spread the word. It's basically a reading. So this is what we used to do. We used to read the news on this show. Not really just read the news like AI or robots or anything like that, but actually, like a human might, and actually maybe some light commentary and, roll your eyes and smack your forehead type of stuff when you're reading the news. But so that's turned into its own entire whole show because it was so good. The content was good. And the news is just off the rails constantly. And so it's like, you could turn on Fox News and CNN and then pull your hair out wondering what the hell is really going on. Or why don't you just come hang out with us on Twitch and contribute? Send me some links and we'll do whatever news you're interested in talking about, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of it out there. There's a lot of damn news out there. Anyway, so that's what we used to do. But now we're not going to do that. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do shout outs. So if you want to shout out, just put in the chat where you're listening from and we will shout you out. And then after that, we're going to get into the topic tonight, which of course falls into the categories aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal. We're talking about aliens tonight. Now, last show, we actually we had Ash on the show, and we were talking about the Galactic Federation. Now, if many of you have been paying attention, or if you haven't, that's okay. That's why you're here. We'll help you out and fill in some of the blanks. But this is not going away. Like usually when you get UFO news, right? Unless it's Tom DeLonge and those guys, like their news from like 3 years ago is stuck in the news cycle and just gets regurgitated. But most UFO or alien type news actually comes and goes fairly quickly, right? But this is sticking around. This Galactic Federation is just, it kind of won't go away. And I don't know if that's good or that's bad. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So anyway, one more time, 702-957-1037. We are live. Troubledminds.org, the official website. Click the Discord link and you can join the show. And let's do shout outs. Let's start on Facebook and then we'll move over to everywhere else. All right, let's see. We got Eric from Pittsburgh. How you doing, buddy? Eric gets first. How you doing tonight? We got Joanne gets a close second. Thank you for showing up, Joanne. Good evening. We got Jimmy. How you doing? We got Jordan. Fire. Hot. Spitting hot alien fire. What's up, buddy? We got William from Singapore. Thanks for showing up tonight. We got Elizabeth from Oregon. Rainy Oregon. Boo. That's why I don't live in Oregon. The trees are beautiful. The rain sucks. Yeah. What's up? Juan, hello from Dallas, Texas. The weather is making me feel lazy AF. Amen, brother. Amen, brother. Timothy, how you doing? Tinfoil Timothy University. Follow him on YouTube. What's happening, guy? Thanks for showing up. Stephen, and now we awaken. Right? Is anybody else out there on the night shift where, like, you just feel like you wake up in the morning, you go to your job, and you feel like no matter how good you feel, really, you don't really feel alive and awake until the sun goes down? I don't know. That's kind of like me. It's just weird, right? Like I think I'm that eternal night shift guy. I just can't do it. It's really difficult for me. Like I can manage, of course, but it just seems like once the moon comes out, I feel like howling. Oh, you know what I mean? All right, Philip from Southern Oregon, what's happening, man? He says, what's good, Mike? Was looking for this pop-up on YouTube, but haven't seen the notification yet. It's also me, Philip, checking in from Southern Oregon. Philip, what's up, my man? Yeah, okay, so we have a different YouTube channel. So if you go to, here's the thing, we have a copyright strike, all right, on because of some dick POS crap company that instead of sending you a thing that says, hey, pay us or take it down, they just give you a copyright strike on the regular YouTube channel, okay? So, when you get a copyright strike, I can play Madonna Material Girl, like I've said before, or I can play anything musically. I can play almost anything, like from big Hollywood studios, right? Like I can play Avengers and shit like this, right? It's no problem. They just want the money for it, right? Which is fine. You can monetize the video, no sweat. But these assholes, for a Bigfoot video we did a year ago, they put a copyright strike on it. So when you get a copyright strike, you cannot stream on that channel for 3 freaking months, right? It's unbelievable. So our main YouTube channel we are not streaming on because of that. So just FYI. Brian, what's up? Thanks for showing up tonight. So we have an alternate YouTube channel. Go to troubledminds.org. It's right in the middle of the page. That's where we're streaming, and you can find the YouTube channel right there, the alternate YouTube channel. What's up, Juan? Hello. We got Diane. Thanks for showing up tonight. How are you? Let's see. Brian says, mix some Tupac Machiavelli rap in that music, and you got a hit. Yeah, maybe, right? Maybe. What's up, Robert? Or thanks for showing up. Robert says, finished listening to the first Conspiracy News with Michael Strange on Twitch just minutes ago. Really good show, and you actually see Michael Strange's face, which looks just as I imagined it would. Thank you for listening over there. Come join us live. You can call in and do the regular thing. But yeah, do check it out, guys. A completely separate show. Same type of vibe, same type of experience. You got me. And basically, I want to know, are you sick of me yet? Because I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to wear you down. You're going to be like, I like this show, and then you're going to hear from me like 6 days a week, and then you're going to be like, oh, shit, this guy again. Robert, thanks for going and checking that out. I appreciate that a lot. What's up? Let's see. Brian says, lots of people don't recognize Tupac Machiavelli was a lyrical genius in his own right. Yeah, that was a great album. A message within a message. Yeah, very good stuff. Steven says he was more than a hip-hop artist. Yes, definitely he was. Benjamin, happy holidays, Mike. Happy holidays to you as well, sir. Thanks for showing up tonight. Let's see. Luis says, post Twitch link. I will do that shortly. Just one moment, please. Candy, hello from Las Vegas. Thanks for showing up tonight. Jeff, hi from North Las Vegas. Oh, boy. We got neighbors. I'm surrounded. Help. Help me. Thanks for showing up, guys. I appreciate it a lot. Trent says, yes. What's up, buddy? No. Okay, yes. Okay, yes, you win. Walter, I keep getting a text at 7:30 for the last 2 or 3 days. Says you're about to go live. Wait, 7:30? That makes no sense. Oh, wait. No. Wait, what? Okay, so are you Eastern time? What's going on here? Eastern time, right? No. Because we basically go live, if you're Eastern time, we're going live closer to 7 your time? I don't know what's going on with that. It's probably the technocrats, right? They're screwing with us. What's up, Trent? Thanks for being here tonight. Philip says, I think this Galactic Federation stuff is legit. Do you remember that TV broadcast that was hijacked back in the 60s or 70s, announcing they are the Galactic Federation and talking to the public? They could never find out who hijacked the TV signal now. This seems linked to me. We did a whole show on that, actually, the Galactic Federation bit. And yeah, that television broadcast. So yeah, good stuff there. Let's see. Do not shout me out. You got it, buddy. You know who I'm talking to, but I'm not gonna name you. The nameless one does not get a shout out. What's up? Philip says, "Holy shit, man, that's crazy." Also, saw the new show. Well, a clip of it, and you popped in here, so jumped over to check out the show. Yeah, check it out. Do go. Please be there. If we get this crew over there, we're going to take Twitch by storm, and they won't know what to do with us because, well, to be honest, most of the youngsters on Twitch are over there playing video games and watching chicks in yoga pants. So we're gonna be there to raise the frequency. Yeah. What's up, Walter from the East Coast? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for being here. Kelly, what you heal in yourself, you heal in your family line. Unknown quote. Good evening, peeps. Thanks for showing up, Kelly. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Beechwood, what's up? All hail. How you doing? I think we're caught up. We'll skip over to YouTube and the rest of this. And if we missed you, or because here's the thing too. Notably, Facebook chat seems to cut chat out sometimes. So if I missed you and don't read a really great comment, try it again, because sometimes it just completely removes stuff. So just FYI, I only see what I can see. I'm only human. I'm not tapped into the matrix. And the technocracy does its thing and tries to pull everybody down. All right, let's see. We got over on YouTube, we got Eli. Hi, hello from Washington. What's up, Eli? We got Fred from Phoenix. How you doing? Thanks for being here. We got Bandicats, and I think that's cool. That's what we got there for now, but I'm sure we'll get some stragglers because, fashionably late is how we do. It's how we do it on this show. What's up, Eduardo says, is there a galactic government? That's a hell of a question. So since we don't have news, we can jump right into it. Okay, so now, last show we explored a little bit of all that, right? We talked about with Ash on the show, a little bit what the galactic the government might be. Part of this whole Galactic Federation bit was that they were talking about we're not ready for them to disclose themselves to us because, of course, we humans are like a low. Maybe crude or low consciousness beings or crude or whatever, right? Whatever we are, we're still apes flinging poo at each other down here, right? So we haven't figured out how to not kill each other yet, and so they're not interested in us, type of thing, right? So that was kind of the shtick. That's me paraphrasing in a very vulgar, crude way, but that's kind of what this was about, right? And so that's this. Okay, so. This is all of this Galactic Federation stuff, just to sum it up, is from a book that's being written by an individual in Israel, and he worked for their rocketry department. Actually, I got information on that. We'll talk about that in a sec. We've actually got an interview with him. Okay, so since the last show, like I said, this is not leaving the news cycle. For some reason, it's just not going away, right? Which is a little bit weird to me because most things do. Most UFO things come and go super fast, and then they end up kind of just fading away, right? But this one is not. It continues to grab the news cycle. It continues to be talked about everywhere and all the time. All the mainstream outlets are talking about the Galactic Federation. Everybody all over YouTube, everybody all over Twitter, etc., so on, right? So it's weird. It's just a little bit bizarre. It's a little bit bizarre to me because what's different about this one? I think that's the question here. And should we be interested? Should we? Nobody seems to notice, and nobody seems to care. Yeah, right. I don't know, or everybody's noticing, but nobody really cares about the implications. So, yeah, something to it. I'm not exactly sure what the hell's going on here with this. I don't have answers. I just have questions, just like you guys do. So let's get into some of this. And then we have so Jeremy Corbell actually interviewed the journalist. The journalist interviewed the guy that wrote the book and also worked in a secret capacity, like a top secret, a top secret clearance type guy that worked in the Israeli version of their NASA. Okay, so that's basically the rundown of this. So this guy's he's old. The guy that wrote the book and worked for the Israel NASA. He's I think it's he's 79, 80 years old. He's something like that. He's old. No offense, old is fine. It's fine. We all get there. I'm not crapping on that. I'm just saying that he's right. He's finally retired, or actually, I don't think he's even retired yet. But he wrote this book, okay, and he's a big UFO enthusiast. And isn't that interesting when he's got top secret clearance and there's things he can't tell you, very much like our Lou Elizondo and Nick Pope in the UK. And, there's always these insiders that worked in the capacity of UFOs, and they still can't tell us shit, right? So he's one of those guys. But he believes in aliens and UFOs and then this Galactic Federation bit. So now the question with all of this is there legs to this? Does he actually have evidence to kind of back it up, or is he just the kind of wishful thinking, or was this lost in translation? Right? Like there's a lot of things here where maybe the journalist that interviewed him initially, and then his article blew up, and then the whole world kind of picked it up. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of considerations here of, or shit, is there a Galactic Federation? Right? Like there's a ton of things as people that we have to kind of look at and gauge and think, and this or the other or whatever. So yeah, all of that is whatever it is. So that's what we're here to talk about. That's what the show's about. And there we go. Beechwood, what's up? Says, I went out to see the other show today. You got nothing on. They got nothing on you guys. They gave me a lesson, Darwin, and how Google is 100% credible. Wait, who? Went to some other show today. I see. Beechwood, all hail. How you doing? Massachusetts, how you doing? Gotcha. Yeah. No, look, I think that's the thing, right? Like, spread the word, guys. Like share this up. I'm telling you, like this, the deal is here. You guys know, this isn't about me lecturing anybody and telling you what to think or how to act or any of that shit. Like, let's talk about the implications of this. Is it real or is it not? And then you decide yourself. I don't like, really, I don't care. I don't care if you believe this stuff and I don't care if you don't. What I do care is that you engage your own brain and think about these things. That's the most important part, right? That's literally, to me, the most important thing. And you can't do it. Like I said, the water cooler, you get fired. You bring up aliens to your boss, later, you're owned, you're done, you're never coming back, right? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so we're going to play some of this Jeremy Corbell. Everybody knows this guy. He did like the Skinwalker Ranch. He's like the filmmaker. He's in the UFO community. He's tight with George Knapp. They're boys. And he's on Coast to Coast from time to time, which is the radio station, Coast to Coast AM, everybody knows, and et cetera, so on, right? So, yeah, what it is, whatevs. I'm not particularly a fan of Mr. Corbell. I think he kind of suffers from the trying to sell you something all the time type of situation. And these guys, I think, what I think bothers me about him, just my perspective, of course, is that he seems like he's one of those UFO gatekeepers. Like, he goes on Twitter and he kind of like posts some like shitty stuff about, well, if you don't believe this, well, you're blah, 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 like he's one of these guys. It's just like, really, like I just don't understand how everybody out there is a UFO expert, but nobody can go, well, here's your UFO. You know what I mean? That annoys me quite a lot. So anyway, whatever, blah blah, etc. So on. What's up, Brian? Says, I love it. I love it. Brian from KC. What's up, man? Okay. Lizzie, I see you there. Lizzie was on Twitch with us as well. Go check out Twitch, guys. Hold on. Actually, I'll link that. I said I was going to link that, right? Hold on. I'm going to link that. Please check us out. We got a show budding over there. We're going to take Twitch by storm. They have no idea what's going to hit them over there once we show up, They're going to be like, well, damn, this whole group is taking over Twitch. What do we do with all these girls in yoga pants? Like, we're going to have to do something with this. This is just not working anymore because everybody's going to be in our chat. Everybody's going to be listening to what we're talking about. All right, there is the Twitch channel. If you guys haven't joined it, please go check it out. Follow us over there. And you can also support us over there. There's a really great, cheap way to do it. Actually, free way to do it. If you already pay for Amazon Prime, you can pledge directly to the channel. Send me a couple bucks a month, and it doesn't charge you a penny extra than you already pay for Amazon Prime, which is pretty cool. So just FYI on that. Good stuff, and let's get going with this. Brian says, that kind of fits in the, like, God help them, those who help themselves. Yeah, exactly. I think there's something to that, right? Like, you got to be able to use your brain. And again, like, I don't know about aliens. I don't know. I'm not an expert here. Like, you would think, right? You would think if anybody was an expert, like, maybe I could be considered somewhere in that pack, because I've been talking about this shit for years now, literally years. And so it's I don't know, but I just don't like that title. I just don't like, because that implies you're going to tell people what to think and how to think, I don't like that. I've never liked that, so yeah. Anyway, talk, shut up, Michael Strange. Give us the aliens. All right, you want the aliens? You got the aliens. Jeremy Corbell interviewed this particular journalist. Hold on, let me pull up this information, and we'll do this real fast. Who is this guy? All right. So the individual that did, let's see. Hold on. His name is Haim Eshed. Look at that. I'm from memory. That's the guy. All right. And there's a lot of information here about this individual, and we talked about it and we covered it last show. That was part 1 of the Galactic Federation, but this is not leaving the news cycle. So as a result of that, I don't exactly, well, whatever. Here we are. Part two. Anyway, so let's go to Jeremy Corbell. Yada, yada. I digress. Sidetracked in my brain. You know how it goes. Live show. Sometimes you sidetrack yourself. All right. So Jeremy Corbell had an interview with the journalist who interviewed Haim Eshed, which is the individual that worked for the Israeli rocketry department, their version of NASA, has security clearances, and says Galactic Federation is selling this book. All right. So here's the interview. Jeremy Corbell with the Israeli journalist that interviewed this other individual. Part 1, action.
That's great. Yeah. So I basically have 10 questions for you. Sure. I just want to start off just by, if you can tell me your name and your occupation.
Okay, my name is Ranan. Ranan is my first name. Shaked is the last name, Ranan Shaked. I'm a writer for Yediot Achronot Daily. The Yediot Achronot is the biggest daily in Israel, and I mostly do magazine articles and features for the weekend magazine, and some other stuff as well. But that's my main thing.
You recently did an article with Professor Haim Eshed, and your story broke the internet. I mean, it received global exposure. Excerpts of your story, have been featured on CNN, NBC, Fox News, Forbes magazine, Vice, and even TMZ. Were you surprised by the global reaction to your recent article?
Yes, very much so. Usually articles that are published here don't get that much coverage from world media. Unless they have to do with security issues or that sort of stuff. But usually you would get coverage from Israeli press and so forth. But you won't get that much world coverage. So that was quite a surprise. Yeah, and actually I didn't think it was going to get all that because although it was kind of interesting and thought-provoking, speaking to Professor Eshed. I don't know if what he was saying was such a mind-blowing thing. I mean you've heard about some of the phenomena before if you read some articles and were into ufology in any sort of way. So he's just I guess a leading figure and a major figure here. And possibly worldwide. So when it comes from him, possibly it has some more impact.
Okay, so this is the individual that interviewed Haim Eshed, the guy who wrote the book. That's kind of selling this Galactic Federation bit, right? Trump was about to disclose, and the aliens don't want him to because we're just monkeys flinging poo at each other, right? We're not evolved enough to even handle aliens, and so exactly. So this is where this came from, right? So every story has a source, has a maybe not a source, maybe not a, let's say, a credible source, but every story has a beginning, wherever it came from. Okay. And so this is the beginning of the story. This journalist interviewed Haim Eshed, who's writing the book, and again has worked for the Israeli version of NASA. Okay, so there we go. There's part 1. This is Jeremy Corbell, and he interviewed this guy just a couple days ago. So between the last show on Friday and this show, Tuesday, these interviews are coming out. Like, this stuff is still happening, right? Like, there's still information coming out about this. Like I said, it hasn't left the news cycle. A little bit weird, right? A little bit weird. I'm not exactly sure why, but okay. What's up, Brandon? How you doing? What does he have to lose? Which guy? Corbell or the journalist or the guy that wrote the book? Yeah. All right. So here we go. Part 2, Jeremy Corbell interviewing the journalist who interviewed Haim Eshed, and here we go. Action.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk with you about. I mean, your article was kind of chopped up, and they took little quotes and made them the lead. But I was able to read the full story, which has a lot more context. So how you're showing that it wasn't as impressive to you, this stuff has been covered. It shows the appetite of the global public about the UFO phenomenon at this time. But what you said is really critical. It's who is saying it. So can you tell me from an Israeli perspective or a global perspective about Professor Eshad, who he is, what he's done in his life, separate from all of this?
Basically, he's one of the leading figures in Israeli aviation. He has been for years. He's 81 years old now, and he's not even retired. I mean, he still works for some establishments, I think. But what he's best known for is his work in kind of inventing and putting together the first Israeli satellite back in the 80s, which was a big deal because Israel was at the time, and it still is, but it's not a major player in any of these fields. And we were actually the 7th country, I think, globally to launch a satellite. So that was a big thing back in the 80s. And then he was also, he was for like 29 years, I think, the head of the Israeli Space Agency. And he actually started it and he led it for almost 3 decades. So yeah, he's a major figure. And he won a couple of prizes, like prizes for stuff that he did here that weren't even published. I mean, it's still being censored. I mean, it was published that he won the awards, but they couldn't publish what it was for, like national security type of thing. So yeah, he's very he's a senior character.
Okay, so we have layers of interviews here. So we have Jeremy Corbell interviewing the journalist that interviewed Haim Eshed, which is the individual that's bringing forth this Galactic Federation stuff. And so notice this: the journalist here says that Dr. Eshed, Haim Eshed, is very well respected in Israel and has been kind of like what would you say? How would you equate him to? I don't know, like somebody like in their rocketry program and aviation. He's been around for 30 plus years in the government. He's been working on these programs. He's been leading these programs. Like he's literally one of those guys where if he talks about aliens, everybody goes, wait, what? Coming from this guy? So there's what's happening here and why some of this has been picked up and kind of the media is running with it. It's just because he's so well respected. He has security clearances. There are some things he can't tell you, and so when information like this comes from somebody like that, the world listens, right? The world definitely listens. So I think that's what's going on here, and why it kind of hasn't left the news cycle. It's weird that. We're talking, like we always talk about this stuff. Like, we've talked about the Council of Five. We talked about the Council of Nine. We'll bring that up again tonight and look into some of those things a little bit. But it's a little bit weird to me that, this stuff has been out there. Like this is, like somebody said in the show, the news show earlier on Twitch today, that this is not new. Like this information has been out there. This Galactic Federation, the Council of Aliens or whatever, and so it's really not. I'm not sure. I guess maybe it hasn't come from a source that's credible. Is that why? I don't know. Again, I'm just trying to figure this out, just like you guys are. I want to hear from you though. So what do you think about this? Given so if you listen to the last show, either live or on an archive, we talked a lot about it. Ash was here. We were talking about the remote viewing and how maybe some of this corroborates what Courtney Brown and the Farsight Institute were coming up with. But what do you think? I want to know what you think. If you want to be on the show, it's really easy. Give us a call. Dial the number 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link, and you can find both the phone number and the Discord at troubledminds.org. That's the official website. So, yeah, get in here. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you guys... we don't have Ash tonight. He was moving. I think he's actually moving from... the taxes are too high on Mars, and so I think he's moving out to Jupiter. So, yeah. So maybe next time we'll get Ash on, and he'll be broadcasting from the cloudy Jupiter, the Jovian system. Yeah, okay. So that's what's up with Ash. But okay. So we don't have him, but I want to hear from you. What do you guys think? 702-957-1037. Do you think this is credible? Do you think this is a bunch of BS? Do you think this is just more media garbage? Or do you think this is legitimate? Like, think that maybe Donald Trump does know, maybe the Galactic Council of Aliens, the Galactic Federation, is not allowing us in, kind of like a Star Trek type of situation, because we haven't figured out warp drive by ourselves yet, kind of like the plot of that Star Trek movie. I mean... This is the type of stuff, right? This is the type of stuff we talk about. This is the type of stuff we think about. So just, yeah, I want to hear from you. Let me know. If you join the Discord, just type in the chat that you're in the, jump in the caller queue, and then let me know. We'll bring you on the show and you hear from you. But yeah, that's the thing. I just want to know. What do you guys think? What's up, Joe? There you go. Joe from Florida. How you doing, my man? How are you tonight? Thanks for showing up. I think I get it. Brandon said, what does he have to lose? And I think you're talking about the guy that wrote the book, right? Because he's 81 years old now. And he's like kind of retirement age, and it's not really a deathbed confession, but I think that makes a little more sense now. So he said, I guess one of his statements as well, the Raheem Eshed guy said that if he made these statements 5 years ago, he would probably be in jail. I think that's part of what the big to do is here. So, but again, right? So is that like an actual statement, or is that something that was lost in translation? I don't know. Something seems weird here. What's up, Rajesh from Canada? Thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks for being here, talking about the Galactic Federation. Yeah, part two. This is the story that won't go away. Brian says the human race is still going through their incubation process, infancy, premature compared to us. And yeah, that could be right. That could exactly be that. Maybe that's what's happening here. Yeah, totally. Or totally not. Or totally not. I don't know. Like I said, if I knew, I'd just read the answers. The show would be over, and that would be that. Okay, so let's go to part 3. We're listening to Jeremy Corbell interview the journalist who interviewed Raheem Eshed and broke this story regarding the Galactic Federation. So here we go. Part 3, Jeremy Corbell, action.
Yeah, so I've got 5 bullet points of his career that are public, and he's a retired brigadier general in the Israeli forces, former director of the space programs, as you mentioned, for the Israeli Ministry of Defense for 30 years. He was an officer in the Israeli military intelligence, and he served in a very secret unit, Unit 81, serving the defense forces. Throughout his career, as you mentioned, he received the Israel Defense Prize 3 times. Right. The nature of which is classified, why he won that prize, and a couple other things. I mean, he's also a professor at the Asher Space Research Institute, holds a bachelor's degree in electronics and engineering, a master's degree, a doctorate in aeronautical engineering. He's been described in your media as the father of the Israeli satellite program. So by all means, this gentleman is credible when it comes to space and space aviation. So did you find him credible as a human being sitting in that room with him or interviewing him? Did you find him credible?
Yeah, very much so. He, as I was mentioning, he's not very young, but he's very, he's totally there. He's very well educated about everything he speaks about. I mean, as far as I can tell. And he's very energetic. Sometimes he would want, he would jump from one point to another just because he wanted to say so much about so many things. But other than that, he's very much, he was there. He was an excellent interviewee.
Okay, so there, I think that's probably one of the major reasons why this is gaining so much traction, right? Because the guy has such an impressive resume. The individual that wrote, again, Raheem Eshed wrote the book, included the Galactic Federation, and just talked about this. But and this journalist here that's being interviewed by Corbell is he's the guy that wrote the initial article that everybody picked up, and then bam, Aliens, right? Aliens. So yeah, I mean, I guess Chuck Yeager or what's the guy, Lear? I mean, kind of guys like that, right? I was trying to fumbling for some names, but there's some people that if people here we're talking about this, and highly respected resumes like this, 30 years and father of the satellite program and all this other stuff. And they started talking about aliens. People listen, right? I think that's the thing. I think that's part of what all of this is about, and again, why we do this and talk about this stuff, because we don't really know. We don't know. Like we're behind the paywall of government transparency that is not transparent at all. So that's where we're stuck. And the paywall, I mean taxes that we pay to not get the answers. All right, let's see. Brian says that COVID hides all the news. Yeah, and that's part of it too. That's why we do the news show. Go check out that news show, man. I think you'll like it. We talk. There's a little bit of COVID stuff in there just because it's important and critical to know from the way that the media doesn't cover it. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff. There's a ton of stuff that just gets washed out entirely but not just COVID. If it wasn't COVID, it would be something else. Like they would find some other way to wash out the good information with some other BS. That's just what they do. What's up, Kurt? He says just because they look smart or they're book smart doesn't necessarily make them bright, and that's true. That goes for everybody, right? Like maybe I can't read. Well, okay, that's not the case because I just read your comment, but you know what I mean? Like it does, because people never learned a particular thing doesn't mean that they're not smart is kind of my point, That's the really what I was trying to say there, but I'm a knucklehead and my brain feels like mush right now, but okay, you'll forgive me, I'm sure. Let's see. John says it is rough to listen to that guy talk. Yeah, agreed. Because he's, English is his second language there. So he clearly speaks Hebrew as a first language. I think that's exactly how the article was written in Hebrew, and so it's a little bit brutal listening to him talk. Or did you mean Jeremy Corbell? What's up, Lewis? Lewis says, why would they want to meet us when we are willing to nuke our own people and destroy the one planet we live on? We can't look after ourselves, let alone be part of something bigger. What can we bring to the table they can't do without us? And that's a good point. That's a good point. So maybe, right? But then there's also, it's been said that this is a thing as well, right? And I don't know if the truthfulness to this, because again, this is not the answer show, this is the question show. But it's been said that we have consciousness that they do not have anymore. So for instance, what I mean by that is, let's say we're talking a Galactic Federation and we're talking about gray aliens, right? The grays. Let's just say that because that's the one that most everybody's familiar with. There's other types, apparently, supposedly, reportedly, etc. But let's just go with the grays, right? The Travis Walton, Fire in the Sky, Abduction, grays. All right? Now, these guys, they come here and they're supposedly doing experiments on us. They're mutilating cattle, from what we know. They're possibly not just mutilating cattle, they're abducting people. And, again, if Travis Walton is to be believed, they're doing experiments on them up in space or in the flying saucer ship or whatever's going on with all that. So there's some weird stuff with that, right? But it's been said that they're actually doing experiments on us because we have the ability to elevate our consciousness, all right? Or we're like multi-dimensional beings that's and it makes a little bit of sense that we're kind of barbarians, right? Like we're kind of in that phase of humanity where we end up we're working towards that transhumanism thing, right? We're going to have like the chips in our brains and bionic limbs, and you know what I mean? So like we're going to become less and less human as time progresses. And so imagine like a civilization that's 1,000 life cycles ahead of us, 1,000 generations, and so they would be more mechanical, right? They would be more like the Borg. They would be more maybe possibly living forever. They would be, maybe they found a way to trans-alien, instead of transhumanism, the trans-alienism to make themselves into some kind of hybrid being that somehow lost touch with its initial consciousness, right? It whatever caused it to become what it was, it lost. And so it's here exploring people. And so that's kind of my point. It's been said that that's a thing, so that they have an interest in us because we have something they don't have. And because we're not all hybrids yet. We're not robots. We're not into that transhumanism thing just yet. Though, give it a little bit of time, maybe another generation or two, and it's going to be frightening. But like I kind of make the point that we're gonna roll into the garage like a car, and they're gonna replace our alternator, but it's gonna be our kidneys instead. Like, my kidneys are failing. I got to go into the shop and get new ones. And they grow you some new ones and just slap those bad boys in, and like a outpatient procedure. Like you don't even do shit. You don't even do shit. You just roll up and they just like blam blam and hook you up and it's done. What's up? James says common sense is not common. Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen to that. Kurt says, I'm talking fallen. No people are manipulated by alien theories, so they play into it. It goes deeper, but that's the surface of the argument. And I agree. And there's multiple layers to this as well. Agreed, 100%. That we need to be able to think about this and talk about this. Let's see. Kurt says, Jews don't believe in Yahshua Messiah, so they have no protection from God from fallen. Okay. I don't know anything about that. As you guys know about me, I am a what am I? I'm a non-religious spiritualist, I guess. I don't know. If you want to make labels, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't have a good label. There's no good label for me. I'm just Michael Strange. And I hate labels, by the way. I think labeling people is terrible because everybody's an individual. So anyway, but I mean, yeah, okay. So I got you. I got what you're saying, but I can't confirm or deny that. How about that? Let's see. Brian says Neil Armstrong Buzz Aldrin. Was that a joke? What's up, Penny? Thanks for showing up tonight. Everybody follow the Curious Bunny on YouTube. Game Vets, how you doing? Dan, truck driver friend out there on the road. Thanks for listening. Thanks for showing up, guys. Penny from the UK, United Kingdom. We got people that listen the world over, guys. The world over. In places where you have to whisper if you talk about things like this because they may kick your door in and drag you out and take you to wherever they're going to take you. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tamron? Speaking of the world over in places you have to whisper, Tamron from South Africa. Thanks for showing up tonight. What's up? Kurt says, that's fine. Just debating is all. No, you're good. You're good. You're good, man. You're totally good. Like, all the ideas is good. And like I said, labels to me are bad. We're all individuals. And once you start labeling people, I think you end up with bad labels. Because think about it, right? Like, think about how intricate you are. You know what I mean? Like, you believe this core set of things, but then as a result of all of that, it's complicated, So like to label you in like even a sentence is just so grotesque. It's so demeaning to people, in my opinion, But look what we do. We constantly label people. You're a right winger. You're a liberal. You're a this. You're a that. You're a woo woo new age spiritualist. You're this. You're that. You're the other thing. It's just not good. It is not good. It's not good. Labels are not good. Yeah. So anyway, you know what I mean. I digress. This is a talk show after all, so you guys will give me a little bit of rope to hang myself, figuratively. But okay. All right. We got a phone call coming in, so let's do this. We're talking about the Galactic Federation tonight. This is part 2. This is the story that will not go away. All right. The story just will not end. It continues. We're listening to an interview by Jeremy Corbell, the filmmaker, that's interviewing the journalist that interviewed Haim Eshed, who's the guy that started this whole to-do, the Galactic Federation bit. So there we go. All right, we're taking this phone call because we got a phone call coming in, and I know exactly who this is. Joe from Florida, you're on Trouble Minds with Mike. How you doing tonight, my man?
I'm okay. Is anybody else going to call in to bail you out? Come on.
Exactly. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Let me sip a little bit of beer.
So, among other things, I believe in, ETs and all that, but more immediately, a PSYOP. I just think it's kind of a PSYOP. What else did we have earlier this year that didn't really get noticed, but got pushed? That gimbal UFO that the Navy saw.
Yeah, the whole to the
we
stars
talked
bit.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how many months ago was that?
3 years ago.
Originally, yes, we spoke about that probably 3 years ago, and it got recycled again this year. So you've got that media story, and nothing's ever come of it, except that it was slipped in there. And then what do we have a couple of weeks ago that was appearing in different parts of the world by copycats? Not crop circles, but we had those columns. I start to wonder if all of that media or all of those clicks and all the conversations that we're having, if that's getting fed into some kind of super algorithm to see how easily the population could be swayed. I think that would be one section of it. But the other section is, do I believe this guy? I don't know. PSYOP. On my own belief, I think there's something here. Whether you want to call it fallen angels, or it's what they left behind to watch us, watchers, fallen angels, whatever. There's been something watching us all along. To what point, I really have no clue, because they're wasting their time. The only thing humanity seems to do is kill each other more efficiently. So that's what kind of always hangs me up. If there's something here, why are they even fucking bothering? Because, this reality show, this Truman Show, have gotten to have been, boring by now.
Yeah, I think that's the weird part, right? So let's go binary on this and just say, like, there's absolutely no aliens here whatsoever. And it's the most boring world you could ever think of, right? It's the most terrifying thing. Like, I think, was it Carl Sagan that said that it's what's more terrifying, that they're here or that we're alone, Like take it in that binary aspect. So let's say they're not here and we're all by ourselves and we have no freaking clue anything about it, right? But then take it on the other end, and it's exciting, it's intoxicating, it's one of those things that people think about, when the navel gazing, you're out there staring at the stars, holding hands with somebody close, and you can't help but think how big this universe is, like those things are real. But then, like you said, we can't trust the media, we can't trust the government, we can't, it's frustrating, is it not?
Well, and the fact, in my opinion, I guess it's all strictly opinion, but the fact that we can't trust them should automatically tell you that there's something there, because why would they bother? In other words, all of these things are being put out, but you don't see mass hysteria. Now, we see mass hysteria over a virus. We see mass hysteria over our elections. But when it comes to UFOs, us OGs here that want to get to the aliens, we're all kind of like, there's really not a lot of news that is really that new. So none of us are getting super excited here listening.
Yeah, right.
Everybody has their opinion. We're not freaking out. So what purpose would that news serve to sensationalize anything when we're still calm about it? Like, all of us listening here, if something landed, I don't think we would totally freak out, but we'd probably all be like, I told you so. I fucking told you so. That's what we would all be saying.
I told you so. I need a shirt that says that.
But the rest of the media, it serves them no purpose to do that. Any disinformation, to me, just tells me that the more they do it, the more they're proving that there's something else going on. The other thing, though, that strikes me as curious is if they're here looking for emotion. I don't know if there's anybody else that wants to call in or not. I'm not reading the comments, love me or hate me, whatever. If I bring something to the conversation, I hope it helps out. But I'm trying to think to myself, if something was left behind, whether it was a machine or some kind of a simple monoton robot that would see through whatever's creator's eyes and keep an eye on us. If they're supposedly looking for emotion or hybrids, how would they know in the first place what how would they know in the first place what an emotion is? Because I know if I was just a robot and I'm looking at these idiots acting the way they're acting, like Spock would say, they're acting absolutely illogical. Why would I want that? Suffice it to say, if I was here watching this world for thousands of years, wouldn't have I found the answer that I was looking for if I've been cutting you open since the beginning?
Yeah. Or again, right? There's the whole thing, like maybe they've been here since the beginning and they've brought us to this point. They've been doing the genetic modifications and they turned us from, lizards to this, to that, to the other thing. And here we are, monkeys flinging poo at each other. I mean, yeah, maybe they're trying to usher in the next step with genetic modifications. I mean, like there's literally it's unbelievable how many angles there are regarding all of these things. And then even though there's all these, like I said, intoxicating angles, you also have to consider it's all a bunch of horse shit. Right? You know what I mean? Right? Come on. Like you got to be able to consider that. That's the case, right?
A big steaming pile.
Yeah.
Big steaming pile.
Yeah.
Well, but I equate it. I am not good with that. But God and the devil, fallen angels, whatever they are, if they've fallen, they still have the knowledge. And if the universe is math, then it would seem to me that whatever created us might actually be an accountant, literally that sterile, without emotion or without anything. But like you said, could just be a steaming pile of horse shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, right? So not even that, right? Let's say that there's something out there, all right? The governments know. However, the things the public knows about it is solely misinformation, disinformation, like a psyop, like you said when you first called in there. Like imagine, like they've controlled the media for a very long time, right? We know that if you put something up on the internet now, they can take it down. Like things disappear from the internet. Like Kelly with his big book of photographs, right? That he's got that you can't even find on the internet anymore. Like these are the types of things I'm saying. So it's not like it's not like we can just go, oh well, this is what we know because we found the information on the internet. Well, it's curious that the things we know we're allowed to know, and that scares me a little bit because, well, it could be a bunch of steaming pile, right? Back to that. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it really though? Because here's the thing. These UFO legends have been going on since recorded history. I mean, it's drawn on a cave wall. I mean, it's freaking drawn on cave walls. So you telling me that there was, CNN back in the time of cavemen? Did they even have that intelligence?
God forbid, no.
But you know what I mean? So I mean, not to blow your theory out of the water.
No. It's not theory. It's just kind of like.
I think there.
Yeah.
An opinion, whatever it is, but
yeah.
I mean, you're right. I think the magicians of today took the truth of yesterday, whatever that truth is, and interpreted it differently. Like gods, aliens, leprechauns, things change with the times. And now we have electricity and technology. So let's take some folklore, some stories, and make the modern day version of it. Oh, hey, by the way, we can control it. I mean, the biggest thing that we keep missing right now, too, actually, that pops into my head is War of the Worlds. Maybe War of the Worlds could be argued as the obvious 20th century version of mass hysteria in media was when they played that radio show. And what happened when War of the Worlds came? People fucking thought it was a real alien invasion. Except Tom Cruise wasn't in that version.
Yeah. Unless he's a time traveler.
Well, some people say he's a time traveler, right? So
I didn't mean to derail you like that. I'm just saying that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other can of worms.
I'm waiting for his UFO to land in Clearwater at Scientology headquarters.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, well, let me know if you see. Please get a clear photograph. I'm waiting for it.
I don't know. And then as far as like a galactic council, I mean, really, I don't know. I don't know. Unless they're able to see our media and tap into all of that, why would you bother? It's like a backwater. And again, we haven't changed. Changed. Oh, let's see how those people on Earth are doing. Oh, yeah, by the way, we made them with X amount of chromosomes. They're never going to advance. So what the fuck are we bothering for?
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I think the thing is, though, like, so think of it this way, too. There's, like, that whole, like pile of ants analogy, right? So, like, as you're walking by and there's, like, the anthill and they're all doing their things, right? So, like, they have all their social constructs and whatever they have as ants, right? But as a person, you don't give a shit. You don't even care. Like, it's not even on your radar to even consider it for one moment. Whatever kind of, like, even if they like ESP, right? They're like mind reading each other. You don't give a shit. You don't care how advanced they are because they're ants, right? So,
yep.
So they don't care about politics.
Wouldn't you think the distance between worlds, galaxies, planets, if there is a creator that set it up like this on purpose or however it was done, maybe the distance is to keep us from fucking everything else up that we touch. If we came from Mars, which panspermia, whatever it is, if we came from Mars, look at what happened to Mars. Then we fucked that up and we ended up here. I don't know. It's a good question, but I think we're being watched. I think that guy in Israel is probably telling the truth because he probably don't give a shit. He's half dead, and he had to get him off his chest.
Hey, man, 81 is the new 40. Come on.
Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you a quick true story. You guys could look it up if you need to look up the name. I did a burial for a guy on Sunday, and it's public information, so you can look it up on the website. His last name is Spradlin, Spradlin. This guy was from Kentucky. He worked for NASA. You know how bad. I mean, he was responsible for the LEM, the lunar module, worked at Grumman. His obituary is up on my website. Anyway, on the funeral home website. Guy lived over in Cocoa. And, the only question I asked the family was if he meet Von Braun. And they told me they did not believe so. But you know how badly I wanted to ask him the other questions? But I couldn't because
it's weird.
I just couldn't.
Because it's weird and unprofessional to be like, yeah. So, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's up? Thumbs up.
All right, guys.
Okay, Joe from Florida, you're amazing.
I mean, if you got other stuff, I'll stay on a few more minutes. If somebody else wants to call in,
yeah, hang on one sec. Hang on one sec. I'm going to do just a couple quick shout outs. Let's catch us up, and then let's talk about Corbell and this interview real quick, and then as long as you want to stay, man, you're always welcome. Quick shout outs here.
Yeah,
we got let's see. Game Vet 02 Ayer said, "What's up? Many subject answered. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. We got the thumbs up crew. Penny from the UK always brings the thumbs up crew. Thanks, guys. Let's see. What else do we got? We got who else? Who did I miss? My turn. How you doing, Kate? Hi, Penny. Hi, all. Up for work soon. Nice. That's what's going on over there. Brian on Facebook says, remember, whatever created us took the time out to do so. That meant whatever cared enough and loves us enough to do that. Love is the answer. Love is the key. Purple heart. And yeah, I mean, I think, again, like I hope you can tell from the vibe, like that's exactly the vibe of the show, right? I mean, we all kind of agree that we just need to be better to each other in general. But that's not up to us. Like there's like a, you can do it one person at a time, but there's a social, governmental, media complex that's literally doing the exact fuck opposite of that, So That's again part of the show. Why we do it this way. Why we talk to folks like Joe. Okay, so Joe, let me ask you. Well, we got you on the phone here. So, what do you think about first Jeremy Corbell and then this interview here with the journalist? Do you think there's a possibility there was a weird translation thing and this got kind of lost in translation and run amok and then went viral as a result of that? Or what do you think about this whole thing, like specifically the Israeli guy and then the journalist and then Corbell doing all this and then now us talking about it?
I don't think there was anything lost in translation. I mean, for the guy to even open his mouth, for that, defense secretary or whatever his name is, to even open his mouth about that, he had to know what the implications and the outcomes were going to be. The question is, how quickly did the media jump on it? The example of that would be, because I like to try and cite examples, would be, look at the column in, in Utah, whatever that freaking thing was, that monolith. Look at the monolith. That should have been a flash in the pan. The monolith probably hung on for maybe a couple more weeks or a couple more days than I certainly thought I would have expected it to. I mean, I think this news from Israel has been in the news since, I think, last week. It's been since last week. So what are we going on? Week 2. And you got to think about every little news outlet that catches wind and wants clickbait, and it shows up, and it shows up, and then it's targeted. Let's face it, it's targeted. I mean, tonight, I was looking at suspension parts for my car, and guess what? It shows up on my fucking phone. I mean, all of that stuff is also targeted. So, I don't think anything was lost in translation. I think it was very deliberate. To what means or what outcome, I don't know. And then Corbell could just as well be, the guy that's got the show on Coast to Coast, and anybody else, they could grab an interview. They're going to grab an interview for their 20 minutes of fame just to keep the hype train going. It comes down to what us and the listeners believe. Do we believe there's something? Yeah.
I got one for you right here. I got one for you right here.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
That's the thing, But the details will always be, aside from us personally getting picked up and probed, maybe a UFO with Jeffrey Epstein shows up and says, hey, and picks us up, God forbid. That would be terrible. But aside from us getting picked up, we're never going to know those details. Never. And if there's any technology that's been garnered from it, we might see it 20 or 30 years later, just like stealth technology that we have.
Or like 100 years. I mean, we're talking Roswell was 1947.
100 years, really, 100 years. But then here's the other thing that bugs the shit out of me. Helium-3, and without researching it too much or knowing too much about it, stability-wise, whatever helium-3 does, if they've known helium-3 has been on the moon since forever, how come we haven't tried to get it and maybe use that for some kind of exotic propulsion? There's that theory of helium-3. The people out, you guys know what I'm talking about, whatever. Somebody knows. But helium-3 supposedly on the moon, supposedly mined on the moon. I don't know. But if there is, how come we're not there trying to get that material? We just fucking landed on an asteroid, and we're going to bring back a bunch of rocks from an asteroid. Hopefully we don't need Bruce Willis to deflect the asteroid, but that's what's coming. So we could land on an asteroid, but we're just now starting to go back to the moon, and not even us. Our competition is.
Exactly, not even us. The people that are putting Muslims in concentration camps. Those people. Yeah. Yeah. And nobody seems to notice, and nobody seems to care.
Nobody seems to notice unless they've had the technology. There was I was looking at an old, it was an old George Laurie thing, and I thought it was recent, but it was apparently from years ago. I forget the guy's name. I think it was John Lear. It was Lear.
John Lear, yeah.
And he was talking about the moon and the craters, and then he was mentioning, ATS. So I went to that site, and those threads were old, like from 2004, 2005. But, they were talking about the bases on the moon and all those things. And, again, like you said, steaming pile of shit, or it could go in any different direction. Were we there? Was there an Apollo 20 or whatever that mission was that went behind the moon? So either we are mining it, or we're not mining it, or we've mined it, and we could fly a short distance. We could fly from here to the moon and not worry about that. But as far as interstellar travel, that's not going to happen. For the foreseeable future, it's not going to happen. If it's ever happened. I mean, if whatever's here's watching us may have just been here watching us. They might live underground, in the ocean, or on the moon. And they may not even have the capability to go to some other planet. They might just have the capability to go local in our local solar system.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if we're talking secret space programs that we're able to zip around the solar system, secretly, because there's a ton of shit up there. All the lights in the sky might be us, or maybe like a major portion of them. But yeah, exactly. Like going to Alpha Centauri and shit like that. No freaking way. I just don't think we're close to that. Not a chance.
No, not without bending. Not without bending space and time if you're off the planet. I mean, not even CERN. I mean, if CERN does that, black hole, whatever, you want to talk about CERN, I haven't investigated that much or looked into it, but whatever they're doing there, even if they do it, I don't think they'd have enough power to maintain whatever Stargate bullshit thing they need to do. I just don't know. Not to mention what seems likely is Obama, that asteroid that we saw that came through. Okay, we saw that. Okay, big deal, all right, whatever. We saw that. It came in, and it left the solar system. And all these theories came out about it. But here's the thing. In all of the years that we've had astronomy, have we really noticed anything else to do that?
Yeah, actually.
If people were
yeah.
Well, I don't. So go ahead and tell me, because if people were traveling here, I think we would see objects far off in the distance.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, if you go back into antiquity, right? Even like Christopher Columbus, right? He had like journals where they saw this weird shit coming out of the water, flying in the sky. I mean, they saw these things. Like there's that there's some battle over someplace in Europe, like in the 1700s, where they saw.
That.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
I know those.
Yeah.
That was put on a wood relief, and Columbus saw the shit. But what I'm getting at is in a telescope, looking out into deep space.
Right. Oh, right.
The only signals we see in deep space, we know Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are out there past the heliosphere, whatever the hell it is. Okay? So we still get signals from that. We have the WOW signal that was picked up at Arecibo, which could have been ours. But we've spotted Oumuamua. We've spotted that space object, whatever that is. But we have not spotted anything else that's come in and left deliberately. Nobody's seen it, not even amateur astronomers. There are amateur astronomers that have seen things on the moon, which would be considered a short distance, but there's nobody that's looking into a deep space field saying, oh, fuck, here's a fleet of ships, and it's fucking obvious.
Exactly. Like, oh, shit, we got 45 minutes, and shit's about to get really bad.
Yeah, well, so, when I look at the probability or statistics, probability, Oumuamua was a one-off, like the WOW signal could be a one-off, okay? And you can look at that two ways. You could say it's just a space rock, or that's God. That's God. That's probability. So probability would tell you that you could flip a coin, and it's going to land heads or tails 50% of the time. But there's a chance that coin might land standing up. And that would make, that's God. That's God playing, gambling.
Yeah.
Playing dice with you or gambling.
Like
and if God's love, hey, that's fine.
That's God trolling, man. That's what that is. It ain't right. It just ain't right.
Well, there's a book called God's Debris, and I read it a while ago, and it was written, the guy that does the comic strip for Dilbert, he wrote a book called God's Debris, and it was like a thought experiment. And that's kind of what he said. He's like, if you were God and you were bored maybe you try to kill yourself, and that's the universe. That's God's debris out in the universe. And it's slowly coalescing, or it's still expanding. But the fact that these things happen, is it by chance or not? That's the biggest question. Are we here by chance or not? I would say that we're here. It's not by chance. We're here deliberate. Because for me personally, that brings me faith. That brings me faith. People might die and do this and do that, and we see terrible things. But for me to get up the next day, I have to say somebody took the time to do this, and it's our choice to make it terrible or not. And I might be the most negative son of a bitch and make a joke if I was drowning in a boat, but I still want to see the best for my friends and the people that I live with. That gets into the whole, it's a whole other spiritual thing. And that's it. Happenstance and chances. I don't know. I'm off track, but
you're good. Amen, brother. You see how hard it is, right? You just you kind of just go, and then you end up in weird places, and you're like, how the F did I get here? Well, let me explain. You got here by calling me, and then we started talking about crazy shit nobody talks about, and that's how we got here. And I appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you for the call tonight.
No, it's all right, man. I'll let you guys go. Hopefully somebody else calls in. And just be safe. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, politically correct holidays, whatever. Hopefully nobody gets offended. Just have a good time. Be with family or friends if you got them.
There you go.
And
make it
maybe
good.
I'll talk to you. I probably won't talk to you Friday because I gotta cover for another funeral home because we've got a shortage of funeral directors, and I'm about to quit. And I fucking want to quit. But anyway, that's about it. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys later.
Good frequencies, vibrations. God bless you and the family. Thank you for calling, my man.
Good night.
Take care. There you go. Joe from Florida. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you want to be part of the show, dial that number, 702-957-1037. It's simple to call, and just tell us your thoughts. You listen to Joe there, and you see where we start and you see where we end. It's all over the place. That's what the show's about, right? Like, you kind of let your mind wander. And we're not allowed anymore, right? Like, I think that's part of it. That's part of why we do it. Part of why we do it live. Part of why we want to include you. It's because we're not allowed. Like, it's against the rules anymore to just allow your mind to wander, to go places where other people do not allow you to. Like I said, you talk about this stuff at the water cooler, you might get fired. The boss doesn't want to hear this shit. Your coworker who's trying to undermine you and steal your job because they're a terrible person is, doesn't give a shit. It's just, like we're stuck in these human forms that is unfortunate that we're wanting human things, and instead, there's so much greater things to talk about and think about. But yeah, anyway, so great call, Joe. Kurt says, I love the talk. Joe is great. Agreed. A lot of fans in chat there, Joe. A lot of fans in chat, my man. Everybody's loving Joe's calling. I appreciate it too. It does take a little pressure off me, but I'm used to the pressure. I was a year ago, so it's been a year since Frank bounced. So last December, I was freaking out because I didn't know how to do a show myself. Now I'm so sedate, just sipping a beer. I don't give a shit. I just don't give a shit. So you just do it, right? You just do it. Whatevs. But yeah, it does help. So if anybody wants to help, and not just help, it's more important that you kind of get it off your chest, whatever you're thinking, whatever you want to spread the word, whatever you want somebody else to hear. Because like I said, you never know who's listening. This goes to a podcast. We have thousands of people listening all over the world, including China, which is bizarre, but the analytics tell me so. So, yeah. 702-957-1037. If I sound like I'm on Quaaludes tonight, I'm not. I'm just a little bit tired. So you guys can forgive me for that. I was up at like 3 a.m, didn't get my nap, so I'm a little bit grumpy and tired, but it's okay. It doesn't matter, right? The show must go on, and here we are talking about amazing shit. So, okay, let's continue with the Galactic Federation. Thanks again for the call, Joe. Anybody else, you guys are definitely welcome to be on the show. 702-957-1037, troubleminds.org. Click the Discord link. Let me know what's up. That's okay. Yeah. All good, Tim. If you feel like it, cool. If you don't, Cool. It's all good. It's all good. See, everybody's got that feeling. Everybody's got a little bit of feeling. What's up? We got a couple of people joining in Discord. Thanks for showing up, guys. Beachwood What's Up says there's more than one river that leads to the ocean. The more than one physical dimension you can live in here on Earth, technology is an illusion. And that's on Discord. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord, there you go. There you go. That's the level of stuff we get in there. There's a lot of smart people in Discord. So troubleminds.org, click the Discord link, and there you go. Yeah, dude, naps. I'll tell you what. Even an hour here or there, I tell you what, it's definitely amazing. Okay, so, all right, so let's snap out of it. Let's snap out of this. All right. Let's go back to Jeremy Corbell in this interview. And what the hell is actually going on here? Thanks again for the call, Joe. You're amazing. Let's hear part 4. Jeremy Corbell, that UFO filmmaker guy with the sexy millennial beard, that guy, he's interviewing the journalist that interviewed Haim Eshed, and he's the Galactic Federation guy in Israel. So here we go, part 4 action.
Did you know what he was going to talk about? Did you know he was going to talk about UFOs and aliens before you went in to interview this exceptional individual?
I kind of did. The reason we met was his book. He published a book about his basically an autobiography, and most of the book, like 2/3 of the book, aren't about ufology. It's about his life and his career and everything that you have described and some other stuff. But the last part of his book, like maybe quarter of the book, is about ufology and findings from the last decade or so. And obviously we were very much interested in that. And I thought he was gonna, I didn't know how willing he would be to discuss that at length. And I was surprised to find out that he was very much interested. Actually, before I even brought the subject up, I thought we would, first we'll talk about his career and then various endeavors. But no, almost as soon as we started talking, he brought that up and he said, and he wanted to talk about it. That's what he was most excited about. So so we devoted a large part of the conversation to that.
Yeah, there's a new wave of military acknowledgement about the UFO presence and the UFO mystery. The world has been told UFOs are real. We have them on video, the famous video footage by Commander Underwood of the Tic Tac UFO off the west coast of California. Commander David Fravor is another story I reported on. He's the fighter pilot that chased a UFO. So our United States government, kind of slow to the game, has started admitting and providing evidence and proof and saying we have active programs to study this.
Active programs to study this, right? Jeremy Corbell interviewing about the Galactic Federation. We got a phone call, though. Let's take this phone call. Phone calls are more important than Jeremy Corbell on clips. What's up? You're on Trouble Minds with Mike. What's your first name? Where are you calling from? Testing. 1, 2. Can you hear me? You are on the show. Hello, hello.
Me?
Yes, you. Good evening.
Sorry, I was going back and forth between the Facebook stream and the trying to call you and everything else like that, and listening to the other guy and trying to catch back up.
That's okay. You are good, and you are current, and you're on the show. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Jay.
What's up, Jay?
I was listening to Joe talk there. Yeah, I was listening to Joe talk there, and it was just like you guys had a real positive attitude going, and I think you're walking down the right road there. You look at what's going on around you, and a lot of it's obvious. I mean, it's been going on for millennia. When people are just starting to read history and things are coming out, and the archaeologists and all, it's undeniable. We're there. The Galactic Federation says that we're not ready yet. Well, we've probably been ready since Christ was born. It's, just get it over with. Let's move on.
Okay,
share technology, and we'll share what we got with you.
Yeah, no, so okay.
Are we a part of this or not? Or are you just mining us?
Yeah, right. So let me ask you then. So what do you believe? So if we were ready since Christ, then what's the holdup? What do you think the actual physical or spiritual or whatever it is, what do you think the actual holdup is? Assuming there's a Galactic Federation that's trying to make contact.
Well, we're definitely not going by ship, man. That's not logical. You know? I really don't think that's a logical way to go. So there's got to be like an interdimensional or something like that. I mean, you're talking about stuff that's like billions and billions of light years away. There's no way you're going that way in a ship. Even if you're going in a ship because you want to take all your stuff, you're going interdimensional. It's the only way they can do it. And I think that guy Joe was on the right track with that helium-3. You know, my knowledge of physics is limited. You know, a couple of classes in college for fun because I was chasing a girl.
Amen, brother. Oh boy, the things we do for girls.
I mean, I need a credit for something. Wow, check that girl out. She's signing up for that. I'll take that physics class. You know, get a C. Go down my GPA. Funny aside. Let me commiserate with you for just a minute here. I took a philosophy class in summer in college, and it was like in the summer term. It's like super accelerated, and this philosophy class was nothing but like memorize dudes and dates and shit like this, and like so it's like super accelerated. So you're reading like tons and tons. And you're trying to memorize all kinds of shit. And I just I was working full time and school full time, and there was this woman. Holy shit! There was a woman in this class. I could not focus anything. She was exquisite. I just couldn't. I'd get in the class and I just like my jaw would hang open. It was just I didn't hear a thing anybody said in the class. Anyway, just I can commiserate. I understand. It happened to me once, and I got a D. Yeah,
I got a D in that class. Anyway.
I did a little better than you. I got a C.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it happens. But see, that's the thing is we should go out and we've got to live our life, no matter whether there's a Galactic Federation or not. You know, I'm a carpenter, but with pretty decent knowledge of engineering and physics. I'm just a carpenter. I fix fancy old houses for a living.
Hey man, Jesus was a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. There's no way to demean that. That's a good thing.
Jesus was actually a mason because they didn't really build with wood back then.
Okay, all right. See,
we won't get into that.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. All right. So okay.
Well, they really did build with wood because their shit's still there.
Yeah, that shit's still there. Yeah. All right. So you do believe aliens exist, right? Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here.
Oh, there's got to be the probability. I mean, come on, man. Really, how many galaxies can we see with our naked eyes looking up through the light pollution? I mean, the probability alone. It's got to be at least one other guy. 8 actually, I think is what the math works out to, but. Really, there's got to be.
So that would actually be enough of them to have a Galactic Federation. That's what you're telling me. Like that, this is a possibility here.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you guys really do because I've never done a podcast thing before. The last time I called you a couple weeks ago or whatever it was, and you popped up on my Facebook page and it's like, wow, that looks like an interesting topic. And it was a podcast. And I'm like, wow, what the hell is this? A couple of guys talking, taking radio calls. Wow. This is intelligent conversation. It's fun,
Yeah, that's what it's all about. There's no rules here, man. There's no rules here.
I mean, do you guys research stuff?
Yeah, fucking right. 2.5 years worth, man.
I know you research stuff because you're stating facts, but
yeah,
if I gave you something, would you research it?
Yeah, what do you got?
Because I have to work and got kids and stuff like that. I don't really work at. There's a Boy Scout reservation in West Virginia. that I took a bunch of Boy Scouts to one time. And every once in a while, there'd be a caravan of black SUVs cruising down the road through the Boy Scout camp to the part that you didn't go to. Every once in a while, there'd be a helicopter. So we go to the camp, and we climb the rocks, and we go on the skateboard thing, we climb the things through the trees and everything else like that, and then we go to our next stop, which was a whitewater rafting adventure. And Doug was our guide, and he goes, yep, this is what I do. I take this whitewater raft down this river 2 times a day for groups of people like you. Tell them where they can jump off and go ride the rapids in their life jacket, or where they got to paddle hard. And I watched the train go by. And when they were building that Boy Scout reservation, there were running concrete trucks on every flat car miles long going there. And the amount of dirt that came out of there, the concrete trucks went in, the dirt went out. They were doing unbelievable digging there. And that was just taking a group of 12, maybe 15 scouts, or a scout reservation, and talking to the guide on the whitewater rafting trip. That might be something to look into.
Okay. Do you know if there's a military base nearby or anything like that?
AT&T paid for it, and the Latter-day Saints that bailed out of the Boy Scouts when all the stuff came out about the callback 20 years with child abuse happened lawsuit is when they built that camp. The Latter-day Saints bought the land and AT&T paid for it. There's Wi-Fi service full speed all over. You can watch a Netflix movie while you're going down the river in a canoe.
Nice.
If you get in trouble, they give you a bracelet. You put your hand over your head and you start waving it around in a circle, and somebody will come find you.
Holy smokes!
Everybody will come find you.
Oh. Right, because you're being tracked, every
experiment.
Yeah. I got you. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't know about that clearly. I'll take a look. If you know some additional information that maybe you don't want to share online, send me an email. Let me know if there's
It's one of those things, man.
Yeah, weird shit, right?
I don't know how to research it. I don't know how to research it. I don't even know where to start.
That same here, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. If anybody out there, now this is the best part about doing a show like this. If anybody out there lives in that area, okay, and knows anything about this, please get back to us. If you want to be anonymous, it's no problem. You can send me an email, troubledminds@protonmail, and Proton Mail is secure. Send me make your own Proton Mail and send me an anonymous tip. There you go. That's how this stuff works, man.
I could probably help you out. I could give you the group of the tour guides.
Sure.
The place that we went to.
Sure.
I got to think about it, though. I got to find it.
That's no problem. Like I said, just send me an email. You don't have to send it to Proton Mail.
Paperwork. I'd have to. Yeah.
Yeah. All good. Any information is good, and that's up in the neck of the woods of I think the Montauk Project was New York State, right? I mean, that's close-ish or ish. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what kind of military stuff is going on out there?
There's supposedly a big to-do up here. They've got train tracks that run into a building that go underground right behind the place that my ex-wife, used to work. It's an Army depot in Binghamton, New York. It's right behind the children's home. It's actually behind the Hillcrest is the name of the town.
Okay.
There's an Army depot with train tracks that run into a group of warehouses that are backed up against the side of a mountain.
Okay. Yeah.
Tractor trailers run in and out of there all day. These places are everywhere.
Agreed. And
when I was a kid, I used to help out somebody, and I'd go around and I would test fire extinguishers with a walkie-talkie, and I'd look up at the fire extinguisher and I'd read out the number, random number, 446, and then I would push the button on the fire extinguisher, and the guy on the other side of the microphone would go 446 check. And then I'd walk down the hallway and go 4464. Push it with the stick. 446 check. And they paid for a summer camp. And that was pretty far underground.
Nice. Yeah, that's the thing, right? There's stuff happening everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Dude. It's everywhere. I agree. All right. You want to hang on for a sec?
People that I built things for that work for the NSA.
Hey, do me a favor.
You pick their house up and you move it back.
Do me a favor.
What's that?
Stick on the phone for a minute. I have to step away for like 30 seconds. You got the
no problem.
You got the deal for 30 seconds. Go, sir. I'll be right back, Jay.
Oh, okay. They're everywhere. There's unknown location GPS in northeast Pennsylvania. We picked up some dude's hunting cabin and moved it back, and they buried one of those things in the ground, and they moved it back. The dude works for the NSA. It's just, they're everywhere. And these people have an unbelievable amount of money, and they're all running to the mountains and hiding in the upstate places. It's just, there's crazy stuff going on. And even with the COVID and everything else like going on, these people are still doing that stuff. They're buying buildings, sight unseen, for $500,000 because they're leaving New York City. And there's just, why are all these people moving around like that?
I'm with you, buddy. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't understand how something's going on, and there's a lot of people that know what's coming, and they're not telling anybody else. You know, that the whole thing with the Galactic Federation, the dude was what, like 150,000 years old, man. I got to get this off my chest before I die. I know it. I got to tell somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you listen to your show and the people that call in and stuff like that. And, you know, that guy Joe, man, Joe's been around the block, man. He's been a lot of places. You could tell just by listening to him.
Joe's good. You know, he impresses me with his knowledge
cool
every time.
You guys are researching it.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Again, right.
Solid facts.
Like I said, where can you get this type of conversation without people looking at you like you're freaking insane, right?
Well, before COVID-19, you used to be able to get it at the Belmar on Main Street in Binghamton, New York.
And the world is a-changing, isn't
they
it?
Close it, Ted.
Oh, you're the best,
Guinness
Jay.
On tap at about 40 degrees, Jameson. It was a good deal.
You were a funny guy. Yeah, You're in the right place, man. You're in the right place. You positive vibe and open mind. And
man.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to keep on rolling here. So final thoughts on the Galactic Federation and the rest of this. What do you think?
I think it's all the shit that's coming out. I think a long time ago, man, when they made up the statement, hindsight's 20/20, they had to tell us about it. You know, that people say the Illuminati is allowed to do shit, but they kind of got to give you a heads up before they do it.
Yep.
Well, they started off 100 years ago or whatever with the hindsight's 20/20.
Oh shit!
Because here we are.
Here we are, and we have
Upstate New York. We're looking at an unprecedented blizzard tomorrow afternoon.
And we got the what is it? The conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter coming on the 21st as well.
That's crazy too.
Yeah,
that might be a path.
Yeah,
for all the big ships. You know what I mean? Hey, look, here's an energy level. Boom! You want to get over there really fast, really far. You got to do it. You got 8 minutes, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
When the energy is focused, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go talk to somebody else, man.
I appreciate it, my man. Jay. Jay from New York. Hey, thanks for calling. Thanks for the positive vibes. Thanks for having an open mind. Thanks for being you. God bless you.
I got to figure out a better way to get in touch with your show, man. Can I Facebook? how do I really know when your show comes on? I was 45 minutes late today.
Okay.
The whole first part.
What do you prefer? I'll help
How
you
do you
out.
do that?
What do you prefer? Basically, we're at the same time twice a week. Tuesday and Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific. So you're in New York State, so that's 11 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday and Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern.
The app thing that I downloaded to catch you all the time won't let me listen to you live. So then I know you're live, so I go on Facebook and type in the little green min thing, and then I have to scroll through the comments and find you. And then that's how I get you.
Yeah, we also, dude, we're on YouTube. We're on Periscope, which is part of Twitter. Here's the easiest way. Literally.
No, I actually have to do an account for those things. I can't just.
No, you don't. Oh, I see, because you want to chat. I see. But if you just want to listen.
Yeah, I don't have to get an account.
I see.
I try to chat. The only way I can do that is on Facebook, though.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like a show like this doesn't get blasted out by the algorithm. So, yeah. So we haven't changed our time. It is Tuesday, Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern, and that's when we start. So if we're a few minutes late, we're fashionably late because sometimes I got to do my hair or something. But otherwise, like 8:05, 11:05, you know what I mean? Like you got to look good when you do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, podcast. I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
I appreciate it. Jay.
All right, man.
Jay from New York. Thanks for calling,
I'll talk
my
to
man.
you sometime in the future, I'm sure.
All right. Happy holidays. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night, okay?
All right. We say Merry Christmas in my house.
Okay, Merry Christmas, sir. Yes, sir.
Good night.
Good night. There you go. See? Look at these awesome people we get. Look at these awesome people we get calling in this show. And, open mind, positivity. Yeah, good stuff. You guys are amazing. One more time, this is all about getting together, not hating on each other, no division politics, right? Notice how that never comes up, right? We never like who cares? What a waste of time, right? What a colossal waste of time to be bickering based on party lines. Are you shitting me? It just disgusts me. Okay, so anyway, as we continue, we're talking about the Galactic Federation, but this is the best part about doing the show live. You get amazing callers, you get amazing insight and takes on what you're doing, and sometimes you don't even get where you wanted to go because somebody takes you somewhere better. And so as a result of that, if anybody has great additional thoughts like Joe and like Jay, 702-957-1037. Just pick up the phone. We'll put you on the show. It's as simple as that. Join the Discord. And troubledminds.org is the official website. You can click the Discord link and join there. And we'll put you on the show. Easy peasy, right? This is good stuff. Again, right? Like think about this, right? Like, okay, so I'm gonna just geek out for just a second. For 6 months, just about, when we started this show, we didn't even know if anybody was listening. We kept showing up. We kept streaming. We kept showing up. We kept talking. We kept thinking. And eventually, look what we get. Look at all these amazing people that show up and participate every single time. It's incredible. I'm humbled. I'm in awe, and I feel very blessed. So thank you guys for being here. It does mean a lot to me. So definitely good stuff. But there you go. If you want to call, phone number's up, 702-957-1037. Join the Discord, troubledminds.org is the official website. Let's play a little bit more. Actually, where are we at time-wise? Let's play just a little bit more of this Jeremy Corbell. I got the entire thing. Like, we don't need to play the whole thing because I'd rather hear from you guys. I'd rather, kind of explore these thoughts kind of in the abstract and talk about, the aliens being here, not necessarily what some gatekeeping expert tells us, that I've always had a problem with that. I still have a problem with that. Rage Against the Machine, yada, yada. Here we go. Part 5, Jeremy Corbell, this interview with the journalist that interviewed the shed guy that did the thing, the Galactic Federation. Action.
Some people are claiming your article was a sort of exaggeration, it was a sort of publicity stunt for Professor Shed's book.
He did do the interview to promote his book. Otherwise, I don't know if he would have done an interview at this time. But that's very common. I mean, usually a person of this stature would give an interview, would grant an interview for a reason. I don't think he was up to any publicity stunt. Actually, he's not that type of person. He's a science person, and he's
a serious man.
I don't think he's very knowledgeable about media and publicity stunts and all that stuff. He was just doing what his PR person told him he needs to do, and that was to grant an interview. That's all. But we should always consider that the interest in that subject always rises at various times of growing distrust in the establishment and governments and media, and we've seen that back in the 90s, and we when the internet was growing, and we see it now, and we know why, right now with all the fake news and social media stuff, that people are gradually growing impatient and they don't trust anymore the regular media and the governments and the establishment, and so ufology comes back to the foreground, and it's being discussed more heavily. I remember the wave that we had when the X-Files was broadcast back in the 90s. So I would suggest discussing it, of course, and urging our governments to give us whatever information they might have, but keeping some sense of skepticism, a sense of skepticism, because we still don't. I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, I never came across any physical evidence.
Okay, there you go. Right, so you see him. He seems to be a logical guy. He's like, all right, I'm getting information from the expert. He's got stuff he can't tell me because it's classified. He says he's worked with NASA, and so for me, this is what the guy's saying. For me, I've never seen any physical evidence myself. I'm a reasonable dude, et cetera, so on. Right? I mean, it sounds like, it doesn't sound like that this guy, unless he's completely grotesquely dishonest about this entire conversation, that he was trying to mislead anybody, So it almost seems like that this is kind of blown out of proportion by, who knows, by another media. We got What's Up Beechwood on Discord here. Also, guys, if you type in Discord in the show chat, it shows up right in the chat, and I can read it. And here's an example. Beechwood says this, and I couldn't agree more. Beechwood says from Discord, the junk DNA has history embedded deep within it. Everything that you can imagine or manifest in your mind is embedded. The better the human imagination, the older the origin. This is the same reason humans have phobias and fears for no apparent reason. All natural instinct. And you're right. Absolutely 100% right. There's things built into us that are millions of years old that we have trouble explaining. Does anybody ever have that feeling that you feel that you don't quite know how to be a human being, even though you do, right? And I don't mean it like you don't know what to do. I mean it that the things that have been programmed into you through your DNA are not what society is expecting of you. It's the exact opposite in many cases. Seems weird. Definitely good stuff, Beechwood. Thank you. And not only that, junk DNA. I want to just point that out real quick. Science calls DNA that they don't understand junk DNA. Now, as an example, we talk about the hubris of human beings on this show quite often. Are you shitting me? Because we don't understand it, we call it junk. Step off, people. Step off. Like this is exactly the thing that just makes me shake my head about people, like, couldn't they have called it something else, like unknown DNA, But that's a term, that's a scientific term. Oh, well, that's junk DNA because we don't know what it actually does. No. Come on, get out of here. All right, we got another phone call coming in. We're going to take this call. All right, thanks for the great comments, Beechwood. You're on Trouble Minds with Mike. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? This is James.
What, James? What's up, my man?
Yeah, I wanted to just talk. But then I can barely hear you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You got background noise, so I'll shout as loud as I can.
All right, sounds good. No, I wanted to say, I've been hearing a lot about this Galactic Federation and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm kind of on the fence about if it's actually true or not. I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is this. I've been an experiencer since '93. I've seen, all sorts of different UFOs and stuff like that. And honestly, something's happening. Now, a couple months ago, there was a storm that was rolling through by our place or whatever. And my wife, she says, honey, I want you to look outside the window, just make sure the storm's, past us and all that. So I walk around the bed, I open up the window curtain, and here is this 2-story tall, like C-shaped craft, okay? I've been telling a lot of people about this, and, people don't seem to understand how serious this is. This thing is about 4 blocks away from the house. What's that?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And so you described this V-shaped craft, and nobody seems to notice, but nobody seems to care. All right, go ahead. I had to throw that in there because it was too funny. Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Mike. I can barely hear you. I don't know what the deal is.
You're good. Just talk. You finish. You do your thing.
Okay, so, all right. So I said, I open up the curtain and I see this thing, and it's like a C-shaped craft, and it's at least 2 stories tall, and it was 4 blocks away from the house. It was hovering just over the treetops. And I said to my wife, I said, honey, come here, you got to look at this. She says, what, the plane? I said, no, come here. So she walks around the bed, she looks out the window, and here's this C-shaped craft. I said, do you see that? And as I had my hand down to my pocket, I went to grab my phone to get a video of it. And I said, that's not a plane. And she says, oh my, and as soon as she says, oh my, to say, oh my God, the light shut off and it just totally disappeared. Okay, it was gone, it vanished. But I know it was still sitting there, but you could not see it with your own eyes at all. Now, lately, we had a video from the ISS. There was another C-shaped craft that looked a lot like this thing. It maybe was a little bit thinner, not as tall, but it had the same distinct shape to it. There's been a lot of videos from Mavi 777 that have been showing this type of craft in it. I just think it's something to watch out for, guys, because this is serious. Something's going on.
Something's happening. Okay, so do you think there's a Galactic Federation? Do you think it's real?
Like I said, I think I'm on the fence about it right now. I don't know. I understand, I get that they have Space Force and all that stuff, but I don't know. There could be, but who's to say, if there's a group of, extraterrestrials that are from all sorts of different galaxies, calling them the galaxy, the Federation or whatever. I don't know. I think that's kind of odd. But who knows? Like I say, I've called into the show before. I've said a couple of my experiences that I've had, and I've seen literally, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the best spheres. I've literally seen 5 of these things on the side of the road, hovering, and then one of my coworkers, who's a truck driver as well, he saw the same thing, 15 minutes after I did. He drove by the same area, and he saw the same thing. So I know something's happening, and lately I've been seeing a lot more stuff. And I actually posted a couple of my 2 new videos on one of your shows in the comments section a couple of videos ago. But lately I bought a Bionics camera to record this stuff. It seems like every time I walk outside, look up, there's something happening. I can see stuff.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to get that out there, guys.
You're good. You're the resident truck driver, man. God bless the truck drivers, man. We don't do it without you guys. So thank you so much for all that. And anything else while we got you on the phone tonight?
I think that's it, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I love your show. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please call back. We love to hear from folks like you. Everybody. This is the thing, right? We all get together, and the collective wisdom is better than the experts, and that's because of people like you. I appreciate the call. Merry Christmas. God bless you and the family. All that good stuff, my man. Stay safe.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, you too. Have a great night. There you go, right? Simple as that. Simple as that. You dial the phone number, you get on the show. Positive vibes. We're talking about aliens. We're talking about conspiracy. We're talking about the paranormal. We're talking about all these things, and listen to all these amazing experiencers. People that are smart, people that know what's going on, and people that aren't trying to judge everybody else and label them, trying to put them in a wrapper and call them a this or that. Yeah. No, like I said, it definitely is heartwarming to me to know that there are kindred spirits out there that aren't trying to shit on people constantly for no apparent reason. So, yeah. I don't get super emo too much once in a while, but it does warm my heart to get fantastic smart people calling to this show. Thank you so much, guys. 702-957-1037. Join the Discord. Troubledminds.org. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Click the Discord link. Get on here. And yeah, ton of good stuff, right? Ton of good information. All right, so let's pivot this. We got a ton more of this interview from Jeremy Corbell. I'll link it in the show notes as always, so you guys can follow up on the information that I'm talking about. We're not making this shit up. We're not. You don't come here and have me just hip shoot. Like, I at least have a target here, and I have sources, and all that will be linked. And let's pull up some of those sources actually. What's up, David? Says, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to dream about Mrs. Harris, your new VP. Hammer that for me, please. Okay, whatever. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so all right. Now, so given the Galactic Federation, right, and all the rest of this, we're gonna drop the Jeremy Corbell interview and kind of go in some different directions and talk about some actual old evidence, right? Some old links here. Here we go. Now there's this thing. I'm linking this right here, and we're going to talk about the Council of Nine. All right. Now we've talked about this in the past when we had Ash on the show. I'm linking this in the chat. You guys can follow along. Now look at this. This is a little bit peculiar, I would say. Now, this is from ufo.fandom.com, and so this is kind of, crowdsourced on the internet from some of those old GeoCities websites and, like stuff that's no longer available. Like things become mythologies. And this in particular has become one of those mythologies. Council of Nine. All right. The Council of Nine are 9 entities who have been operating on Earth for at least 25,000 years. They are considered to be an alien presence, but perhaps not in the extraterrestrial sense. Their identities are not acknowledged by the modern world, which is under the advent of Christianity. The 9 correspond to princely offspring of Aan, the Anunnaki, also Egypt's great Ennead, as well as Hellenistic Zeus of the Council of Nine. The 9 were paganized during the Christianization of the modern world. And there's a lot here. There's we could probably spend just an hour on this page alone. But there's an interesting bunch of stuff here, right? So we got in the Nordic mythology, 9 worlds. We got the Society of the 9 in India. We got in the beginning in Greek mythology, Zeus and 8 other deities were gathered together to form the Council of 9. There's some synchronicity here and some actual, what would you call it? Old school. This is old school. Very, very, very old school. Before there was old school. Also, Lab 9. United States, Lab 9. A research team for paranormal phenomena supposedly channeled a member of the Council of the Nine in the 1970s. In 1948, Andrija Puharich and Dr. James J. Hertog set up a foundation in Glen Cove, Maine, called the Round Table Foundation. Their team was called Lab 9, whose objective was to research the paranormal. Among noted psychics who studied at the foundation were the famous Irish medium Eileen J. Garrett and the Dutch clairvoyant Peter Hurkos. In December 1952, Puharich introduced an Indian mystic named Dr. D.G. Vinod, who began to channel the Nine or the Nine Principles. And here's a quote. I am the beginning. I am the end. I am the emissary. But the original time I was on the planet Earth was 34,000 of your years ago. I am the balance. And when I say I mean because I am emissary for the Nine. It is not I, but it is the group. We are 9 principles of the universe, yet together we are one. Yeah, was that woo-woo enough for you guys? Was that, how we getting there? Everybody feeling good? Yeah, baby. What's up? All right, let's see. Let's read some chat. Kelly says that. Now, what one was the oldest story and from where? What civilization? You got it, buddy. The Anunnaki. The Anunnaki. I know where you're headed here. I know what you're baiting me, brother. You're baiting me. It is. Like you said, written in stone. Written in stone. Kelly been on the show several times, called in lots of times. Kelly, what's up, my man? You're right. You're definitely on to that. I think so. I personally, I think that there's something beyond our own mythologies. That's like a, kind of like the Call of Cthulhu, right? Like we talked about Lovecraft a while back, where we have the great old ones, right? Meaning that there's a group of entities that are so ancient, right? That are so beyond humanity, like we were a twinkle in the universe's eye. That type of ancientness, and yeah, good stuff, my man. Yeah, that's just the truth, says Kelly. Yeah. Hey, man, I got you, buddy. I got you. It's just written in stone, like you say, and a lot of good stuff there. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Penny says people look at me like I'm insane every day. Yeah. Hey. Dan says thanks for taking my call. What's up, buddy? GameVeto2, thanks for calling in, my man. Let's see. Penny, I don't think you're insane. You're totally good. You're totally good. Yeah. There you go. That was me talking about the UFO. Oh yeah. I've got your YouTube channel. Yeah. Definitely. Keep sharing this stuff, guys. Keep sharing this stuff. That's the thing. The truck drivers that are out there on the road are the folks that are seeing this stuff, right? Because we're, like most times people are, it's nighttime and if we're not working the graveyard shift or something like that, we're inside, it's cold outside. We're, it's a nice, perfectly 76 degrees in here where I'm at, and I can't see the stars, but our truck drivers can. These are the people that see these things because they're out there every single night doing their thing. Joe, what's up, says, same stuff that is the Metatron in Genesis. Let us create them in our image. Council of Nine, all the same, yin and yang. It could be right. Let's see. Kelly says, many stories, but what one is the oldest we know of? Yep, it's the Anunnaki, right? It's actually pretty much all of these religions. Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy to most people, not crazy to us, because we are the Army of Light. Where's Eddie from Las Vegas when you need him? The Army of Light. All right, so let's keep trucking here. There's more information. So my point with that Council of Nine was that this is not new. This idea of the Galactic Federation is not a new thing. Like, this goes back dozens, the idea, dozens or hundreds of years, clearly, right? And then again, right, if we go back to the Anunnaki, I think probably, as far as I can tell from the sources I've seen, that goes back 750,000 years, like 750,000 years ago. So there's a lot here, right? There's a lot to talk about, a lot to think about, and the possibilities are amazing, aren't they? Like I said, step outside, look at the sky. Just look at the sky. For some reason, there's something magical to me about the wintertime. Cold outside. Everything's quiet. Everybody's inside except you. You're staring at the stars. Yeah, it's almost like they're staring back, right? Like they know you're there. Like somehow, some way, in this human husk we're just challenging the universe, right? Challenging the old ones, saying hello. Weird, man. It's weird. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Okay, what are we doing? What's up? Brian says, love you, man. Great show. Hey, right back at you, buddy. Right back at you, buddy. Okay, let's see. Let's keep on moving here. There's more stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna burst some bubbles in a minute here, but before we do that, let's go to the UFOinsight.com from our good buddy Marcus Louth. He's been on the show before, way back. He was our first guest ever, actually. Back with Frank, he was actually on the show. He's got a great bunch of articles he's written. Let's look at this. This is the Eisenhower alien meetings, right? You're just the tip of the iceberg. Everybody remembers this. Just gonna throw this out there as part of the, the in the zeitgeist, corroborating ish information that may or may not be true, right? That's what we do here. Again, there's no definitive anything. It's just let's look at all the information we have and try and make the best decision based on us, based on what you believe, right? Because many things in your life, in your mind, in your soul, in your heart won't change. Like there's just some people that won't do it. What's up, Joe says, oh, rub it in, Michael. I'm in Florida. This effing state is like Sybil. The weather changes by the hour. Oh, man. You go outside right now in Vegas, like it's cool and crisp and there's no clouds in the sky. The moon is bright. I'm telling you, man, like there's some places, like there's nothing like the desert to me. It's beautiful out here. But then, we're like 115 degrees in the summer, so there's that. John says, how dare somebody who lives in the desert talk about winter? Yeah, well, actually, my mom actually called me the other day, yesterday, the day before, I don't know. The days all blend together. And she wanted to know if there was actually snow in Vegas. And I was like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. So I guess somebody, some press or something or other, said something about snow, and she said, oh, there's snow in Vegas. And she called me. I was like, no, not even close. Nope. It's not even cold enough for it to snow out here. Brian wants to know who's the real aliens. That's a good question. Daniel, what's up, says President Trump needs to tell us everything. I agree. Dude, if I was Trump right now, think about it. Think about it. Whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you're indifferent, it doesn't matter. Like, he's literally the outsider candidate, all right? It's clear from day one they hated his freaking guts because he wasn't trying to play the Washington game, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, whether you like that or not, whatever. Okay, that's irrelevant. The relevant part is, if I was him right now, I would be dropping shit like you couldn't believe. I would release all the JFK shit. I would pardon Assange, and I would pardon Snowden just as a FU to the media. You don't want me to be president because I would destroy reality. I would turn everything upside down and inside out because, right, once you're elected, there's a time when you're going to be not elected anymore. And so that last couple months before you're out, I tell you what, I would be turning shit upside down. Be like, dude, this is what the world really is, and everybody needs to frickin' know. And that's it. That's what I would be doing. Kelly says, another ancient tribe has crazy stories are the Aboriginal. Yeah. A lot of the native tribes. A lot of Kelly, did you get a chance to catch that the interview we did with the guy from Navajo Nation? He was talking about the skinwalkers and stuff. Talk about some fascinating stories, right? Some natives. Natives have been here a long ass time passing down stories. That was a really, really good interview. And he wants to be back on the show. He had a good time, and he messaged me on Reddit and wants to be back and with some better internet connections. So yeah, good stuff. Joe says it's always humid here, no matter what the temp. Your balls stick to your leg. Oh God. That doesn't seem cool at all to me. No, thanks. I'd rather have my. Actually, when you guys see me on camera, just FYI, and I use that weird Snapchat lens, it's because of it's so dry out here. Like my skin, my face is like rosacea, and so like like a red and splotchy on a daily basis, and the splotches just move around just from the dryness out here. So there you go. I'm not a creepy. I'm just a half creepy because, that's what we got. Daniel says, movies got the ideas from truth, not the other way around. Yeah, could be right. Okay, let's see. Holy shit, we got a wall of text. What's up, Beechwood? I'll get through this in a sec. All right. So let me just plow through a little bit more of these. Here's some IlluminatiNews.com Council of 9. And so there's multiple sources with this, okay? So here we go. So I'm going to link this, and here we go. All right. So this is so from the Council of 9. One New Age channeling cult, above all the rest, has had a huge, very disturbing influence on hundreds of thousands of devotees worldwide. Known as the Nine, its disciples included cutting-edge scientists, multimillionaire industrialists, and leading politicians. This exact extract, based on the Stargate conspiracy by Lynn Pickett and Clive Prince, looks at the sinister origins of the Nine. Here's a quote. I am the beginning, I am the end. We just read that. By the original time I was on the planet Earth was 34,000 of your years ago, right? So again, we have a similar thing, different website, probably framed a different way, etc., so on. Here we go. There's more. The Nibiruan Council. What is this? Wait, Nibiruan Council. The ancient elders, right? I guess that would be Nibiru. Hold on. I got you, Beechwood. We're going to get through that. Thank you for the thoughtful comments. All right, here we go. What's up, Derek? Derek wants a how dare you. You got it, buddy. Derek, you know what's up. You already know. Here it is. Shit, I can't find it. There's too many damn buttons. Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? Get out of here, buddy. No, just stay here. I'm just kidding. You don't have to leave. All right, here we go. This is the Nibiruan Council, ancient elders, sharing the wisdom of unconditional compassion. And look at this. Look at the words they use on this particular website. Look at the words they use. This is up on the screen. The Galactic Federation of Worlds. Yeah, just let that hang in the air for a little bit. All right, it says the Galactic Federation of Worlds is a large coalition of civilizations from many different in our universe and is located in the Sirius star system. The members work together for the harmonious existence of all life in the Milky Way galaxy and beyond. Each race, civilization, and planet has an opportunity to have a representation within the Galactic Federation. These councils vary in size depending on population, as well as the amount of responsibilities they carry within the management structure of the Federation. There are literally thousands of these councils, since there are that many races represented. The Galactic Federation is much larger than we may imagine. And again, right, these websites are old. I mean, just look at the sexy, 1999 or 2002 version of this website, right? Like, just looking at it, like, man, sexy, right? I mean, this is old. This is old stuff. This website was not made today, and so that's my point. It's fine. It's I'm sure it was fine for just like shag carpet was cool in the 70s, but it's cool. It's still cool. It's still got great information. And I'm linking it so you guys can look it out. You guys can check it out. And, yeah, that's what you got. That's what we got. That's what we're talking about, the Galactic Federation tonight. But again, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I say. Well, maybe it matters what I say, but it doesn't matter what I think or what I believe. It matters what you believe. It matters if you buy into any of this. It matters if you, yeah. That's what really matters. All right, so we got some more clips to play. We got some other stuff, but hold on. Before we get there, let's see. More Galactic Federation. This is from the website called, I can never say this, bibliotekepliades.net. Yeah, I think that's the closest I've ever got to saying it correctly. All right, here we go. Link in this, and you guys can check it out. And let's see. Daniel says he was asked in the beginning, and he said, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. You're all right. I probably wouldn't believe it if you told me. Philip says, Mike, that's what we effing need. Exactly why you should be president. Yeah, right? There you go. Let's do the grassroots. I'll just turn everything upside down and release everything. I'll be like, yep, let's do it. It doesn't matter, right? But I'll tell you what, they would hate me worse than they hated Trump. You know why? Because I would go out, like, the whole deep state would set me up with, like, the information and the shit that, you know, because, like, you guys know me, I can talk. And they'd be like, all right, so this is what we're going to say. This is talking point 1. This is talking point 2. This is talking point 3. I'd agree. I'd nod my head. I'd say, yeah, absolutely. And then I'd go out and I ignore all of it. And I would say whatever the fuck I wanted to say. And that would be it. And then they would hate me forever. And that would be that, right? Because I wouldn't be handled by anybody. And I think maybe, right? Maybe, whatever you think about Donald Trump, maybe think in those terms a little bit. They hate him. They hate him. All right, here we go. Let's read this. This is good stuff. Great chat. Keep it coming, guys. Definitely fantastic stuff. All right, hold on. This is from Beechwood, who just joined the Discord, who had the fantastic comment just a little bit earlier about the junk DNA. All right, here we go. I'm going to read this. I'm reading this. There we go. Look, we got people joining the Discord like crazy. What's up? I see you, Beechwood. I see you, Lone Wolf. I see you, Altoona Girl. I see you there. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up, guys. All right. We're going to read this. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Give me just one moment, please. One moment. One moment. Let's see. Let's see. How do I get there? Oh, my goodness. Scroll down. Scroll down. Holy shit. Why is my mouse not scrolling? This is not good. All right. Let's do it this way. Do it the hard way. All right. Here we go. Now, this is what I'm about to read. Beechwood says, soon I'm going to call into your show. I had an experience when I turned 30. I have no history of mental illness or drug abuse. I worked a 40-hour week like to fish camp, basically textbook normal life. I never researched extraterrestrials, astral travel, multiple dimensions, religion. I had not a clue what a pineal gland was. Literally overnight, I woke up at 4 a.m. and did not know where I was. I was having visions in my mind. And it was as information was being uploaded to my brain. It was the most intense experience I've ever had. I ended up in a mental institution for 8 days, with no diagnosis, just a mental break. After this experience, I began researching what I now call the truth. It was like a virtual tour of the galaxy. It was the most incredible, wonderful experience. I now wake up knowing that I am actually the most insignificant creature on the planet. Every blade of grass, every bird, every tree is more significant. When you can humbly accept this, it's true enlightenment, happiness that cannot be measured in human comprehension. Yeah, right? Good stuff. Good stuff. Fantastic story, fantastic writing, fantastic, right? Again, think about it. Think about me not collaborating whatsoever with any of you guys and just reading off some bullshit script and saying the show's over. Right? That's what everybody does. How fucking boring is that? I don't give a shit what I think. I give a shit what you think. I already know what I think. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. All right, we got more. We're going to keep on plowing here. Let's see. Marge, what's up? Thanks for showing up. Marge says, Penny, just started a job today and just got off work. I'm listening, but I'll pop in and out of chat. What's up, Marge? Congratulations on the job. Thanks for hanging out and listening with us. GameVet02 says, it reminds me of the Council on Star Wars. A little bit, right? Like the Senate, the Galactic Senate. That sort of thing. All right, there's some more here. Now, this guy's great. Now, regarding ancient aliens, just like Giorgio Tsoukalos, the guy with the big hair, therefore aliens, that meme, that whole thing. All right, so now there's people that are detractors, right? And I'm not saying that Giorgio Tsoukalos is always right and ancient aliens is always right. Of course, I've had my criticisms of them as well. However, this guy's great. Jason Colavito, he's a skeptic. He's one of these skeptics that's like, nah, no aliens. And that's fine, right? He says, I'm an author and editor who has published on a range of topics, including archaeology, science, and horror fiction. There's more about me in the Jason tab. Now, Jason Colavito, he's on Twitter, active, etc., so on. Now, he did a review, July 8th, 2016, on the Ancient Aliens episode of Season 11, Episode 8, The Mysterious Nine. Now, this opening paragraph is hot fire, and I have to read this. Here we go. I actually read this to Mrs. Strange just before she took off and went to bed. Because she's like, she goes to bed when I do the show because she's horrified of all the terrible things I'm saying. She's like, oh, God, I can't listen. Anyway, I'm going to read this again. I read it to her. I'm going to read it to you. Jason Colavito says this regarding the Ancient Aliens episode of The Mysterious Nine. At one point or another, the producers of Ancient Aliens changed the show in a subtle but important way. The early seasons of the program, while nutty, badly researched, and occasionally fraudulent, maintained at least a token respect for the viewers it supposedly existed to entertain. At some point, the producers started treating the audience as a collection of idiots, 1.1 million of whom will show up no matter what the program tells them. Maybe it started around the time that the show actively encouraged Satan worship, and then realized that no one objected. Maybe it was around the time that they started assembling whole episodes out of recycled content from past episodes, and realized that it made no difference to their ratings. Woo! Hot fire, I tell you what. Man, some people can slang the words. Some people can just slang them words, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could do that too, but I think it's a little more challenging to just kind of say it, right? I mean, I could think and rewrite and write and, postulate and, edit everything and then send out perfectly cold, soulless words. But I think it's more challenging to speak words that resonate from the soul instead. What's up? Derek says, I really like this show, Doctor Strange. Hey, the best part is this show is probably the worst show we ever did. I'm just being mean to myself. Okay. Brian says, I can see situations from 3 angles and sides. Yeah, I think you have to. That's part of what we're talking about. And you have to be able to understand and realize that you may be fooled, right? Like you personally may be fooled. Me too. All of us. And if you can't actually add that to your repertoire of things to consider, then I don't know what you're doing. Sonny, what's up, says, who is the giant spaceship that just arrived and what do they want? That's a good question, dude. If you know the answer to that, or anybody else out there, you know what to do. We do this show live to include you. Yeah, call this number, 702-957-1037. That's a Las Vegas area code. Join the Discord, free, if you don't like long distance. Troubledminds.org is the official website. Click the Discord. Get your ass in here. Get on the show. Brian says they want some gas and cigarettes. That could be right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Okay, let's see. What do we got? What are we at time-wise? Here's the thing, right? I'm sure you guys can tell. This shit is completely unscripted. I pull up a bunch of links that are kind of remotely related to each other, and then we get some audio clips, and then we just see what happens, right? Yeah, that's harder than it looks. I'm telling you. There's some skill to this, I promise you. All right. All right. Now that I shit on myself once, I'm going to pat my back. All right, here we go. Let's a couple more things. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go to the negatives. Then we're gonna go to what maybe we're all being fooled here. All right, but let's go to this starseedportal.org, and let's take a look. All right, this is. Do you have any information about ETs? Right, the Council of Five. About the Council of Five, the Orella, the Aragot, the Emether, the Jinvo, the Redan. Very little is known about the 5 alien races that are part of the Council of Five. These races have been protecting Earth and humans for as long as there are alien records of it. An alien race reported that the Council of Five last met on Earth in 1944. And this is the same sort of stuff that we've talked about in the past. These are actually regurgitations from that Russian book of aliens. You guys remember that? We did a whole thing. You got the Pleiadians here. They got the Arcturians. They got the Hathors, the Tal Zetas, the Zuma Zetas, the Katashia Hyans, the Kebans, the Ebans, the all in all. The Mantis. There's where's Ash when you need him? There's the Mantis. Here, let me read this. The Mantis. The ancient Greek meaning of the mantis is divine, a being of spiritual or mystical powers. Mantis beings, also known as Antians or the Kagush, are said to be a highly evolved race of insectoids. Those found around the Superstition Mountains and throughout Arizona say they are Sibians, with a B as in boy, Sibians, from the planet Sibia. They all look similar to the praying mantis insect, even some appearing as glowing plasma, while others are reported to have humanoid bodies with mantis faces. Their height ranges from 4 feet to 9 feet, with skin colors of beige, brown, lime green, dark emerald green, turquoise, deep violet, blue, gold, or white. They exude feelings of immense love and peace, and known to be healers. Okay, now I've heard some other stuff about the mantis aliens, but whatevs. Ash thinks they're dangerous, and yeah, so anyway, right? It just depends on the source, always depends on the source. Okay, so let's see. What else do we got chat-wise? What's up, Darius? Thanks for showing up. Darius from Kentucky. I got Brian still here. We got emojis in the chat. You guys are great. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. All right, so now let's go to so last show regarding the Galactic Federation. We had we talked a little bit about how it might have been phony, how it might have been a concoction, a earthly concoction to sell books. All right. And so there was a young lady that we featured on the show then. She has actually responded to me on Twitter and will be on the show and at a time in the future. But these are the types of things that we need to look at when we need the skeptical view as well. All right, like it's okay to believe, but it's also okay to question the belief, right? So it either strengthens or kind of makes you reframe the belief. No problem. This is Stina Maria XO on Twitter. All right. Now we talked about this last show, and she corrected. So I tagged her after we were done. I put it in the Discord, and she was very receptive to what we were talking about. She wanted everybody to know that there was some beef between an editor, the journalist, and the individual that wrote this book, the Galactic Federation thing, and how this whole thing came out. Here we go. And she sent this to me too, but here's one of her tweets. She said this: I wanted to give my read of the posts because I see people questioning who the author is upset with. I don't think she is mad at the professor. All right, so they have like the professor that wrote it. They have the author who is like the writer and editor who is mad and like saying that, like in social media, that this is what we covered last time, that it seemed like she was mad at the author, the doctor guy. But Stina here says, I get the impression she is mad at the journalist and believes he spun the professor's words. So, which is the journalist, which is the guy we were just listening to be interviewed by Jeremy Corbell, and etc. So here we go. So there's some stuff in here. There's some posts. There's some links. There's some things. I highly encourage you to look at this stuff too, guys, because it's one thing to believe. It's another thing entirely to see where the story came from and see what people are saying regarding it. They're actually in that center. So she continues. It doesn't look like she thinks the professor did this to sell more of his books, but the journalist did this to sell more papers. It's difficult, though, because the translation from Facebook posts aren't the easiest to understand, but Professor says this himself. And the professor said, let's see, where is it? Hold on. Nope, I don't see it. Okay, anyway. And not because Stina is terrible, because Twitter is terrible. These damn things don't go. Yeah. Anyway, if anybody knows anything about Twitter, it's a freaking disaster when you're trying to follow like coherent threads and thoughts and shit. But anyway, let's see. What do we got? What else do we got? All right. So we can finish this up anytime. I think we can... Actually, hold on. That's not true. That is not true. I take that back entirely, because if you want to be part of the show, I want to hear from you. 702-957-1037. My name is Michael Strange. I host a radio show called Troubled Minds, and also another radio show called Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. You can check that out on Twitch 5 days a week, 4 p.m. Pacific. Come say hi. Yeah, just see me on camera. I don't do my hair. I don't do makeup because I don't give a shit that much. Well, because we're only human after all. But I do care what you think. So give me a call, join the Discord, etc., so on, and then we'll... Derek, what's up, says some vodka and some Coke. That sounds delicious right now. All right, so, okay. So we got a couple things to talk about real fast, but I want to hear what you have to say. Join the Discord, troubleminds.org. Click the Discord link. Here we go. Now, there's this guy. His name is Bo of the Fourth. What is it? He's on YouTube. Bo of the Fourth. Is it the fourth column? The Fourth Estate. Bo of the Fourth Estate. It's the fifth column. All right. Anyway, now he was talking about, he doesn't do aliens at all on his YouTube channel. And this is interesting to me that you hear people that don't really talk about, conspiracies per se. They have both feet grounded in the real world. But he was talking about this Galactic Federation. So let's hear from Bo of the Fourth Estate and kind of take this back to the normie view. And we'll finish this up with a few clips here. And I still want to hear from you. If you guys have takes on this, 702-957-1037. Join the Discord. Click the things, do the things, come say hi. I'm going to be nice to you, I promise. Bo of the Fourth Estate. Action.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about the Federation. And what we can learn from a story, not necessarily a very credible story, but a story that broke last night, and it prompted an entertaining reaction on social media. As the story goes, they're here. Those people from up there, aliens, they're here. And they have been in contact with a couple of governments. And there are some less believable pieces to this story as well. But a key part of it is that there is a Galactic Federation. But we're just not ready for it yet. Humanity, we're not ready to join this exclusive club of intelligent beings. And the thing is, when that piece of information circulated, the response was, well, yeah, I mean, we get it. We're the neighborhood in the galaxy that everybody drives by with their doors locked. Got it. And yeah, it makes sense. And there are a whole bunch of reasons that people think that's the case. So while this story doesn't have a whole lot of credibility, it's worth entertaining as a thought exercise, because I think there's something we can learn from it. Obviously the number one hindrance to us joining a federation is the fact that we don't have a warp drive. I mean, everybody knows you have to have a warp drive to join the federation. But that's not what most people pointed to. Most people just pointed around them to the state of the world. And that's the reason. Because we are the bad neighborhood in the galaxy.
All right, there's a hot take from a normie, right? He's like, nope, aliens aren't real. This shit's not real. But look at the hot take, right? That's what I'm saying. It's interesting to get takes from people that you wouldn't expect to have smart things to say about it. Not saying he's not smart. Okay, don't get me wrong there. But, right, like you have to be able to open your mind and, like you said, as a thought experiment and think about these things. All right, so here we go. Part 2. Bo of the Fourth Estate. Action.
We have enough food to feed everybody, but not everybody's getting fed.
Have you ever wondered why the news
we can't handle
plays the same 5 stories again and again?
We have wars
Let
for
me give you
resources.
a little hint. Brainwashing
We still have a profit
and repetition
for
is the most basic form.
We have people
of
living in the
brainwashing.
streets. Our
Join
main
me
scientific
as we
drive
look at the
is
news
to find
cycle
ever more
and talk
efficient
about
ways to hurt each
why
other.
the mainstream media is so gutless
Meanwhile, not everybody on the planet
and
has
afraid
clean
to
water.
report the truth.
These are the reasons that people point to the state of the world. And on some level that makes sense. And that has been heavily influenced by science fiction. Science fiction is a unique tool that allows people to remove current political discussions from this
so I'm going to wonder, I've got a 5 people in the article career that are public up, and they took the retired and made them.
Barring some
Sorry about that.
overriding prime guidance, some kind of directive that would bar intelligent beings from interfering in the affairs of lesser planets, I would imagine that some scientifically advanced species might want to help. They'd probably be pretty compassionate. This idea that there are certain technological and philosophical milestones that have to be met, that came from science fiction, and it came from one of the largest franchises. The thing is, that was really political. That was an incredibly political series. And I don't know that he actually believed that would be the way intelligent beings from other worlds behaved. I think that was his guidance. This is how we get from a world that at the time was just bent on destroying itself, even more so than now, to a world where we can boldly go where no man has gone before.
Yeah, right? Star Trek. Yeah, the guy's a smart dude, right? The guy's a smart dude. I mean, so if the case is that the Federation is worried about contacting us and doing this whole thing, right? Like, he's got some fair points. I mean, we got enough food on the planet to feed everybody, and we ain't doing it. You know, like there's a lot of shit like this. A lot of some really, really basic shit that we just like refuse to accept as a challenge for humanity. And he's right. The dude is right. Yeah, sorry about that. I stepped away for a sec, and I apparently smashed a bunch of keys, which makes no sense because I didn't touch the keyboard, but I think somebody's cosmically selling me out here. We got a ghost punching keys on my keyboard when I walk away. But anyway, whatever. You get the point of what this guy's saying. 2 more clips from this guy, and he's fantastic, right? Like, again, this is a normie talking about this stuff. And, he's... I don't buy everything this guy says, of course. Like, you shouldn't buy anything anybody says or everything that anybody says, right? If you're like hook, line, and sinker on something that any one individual says, the problem is you. You shouldn't do that, all right? You can agree a lot with somebody, but don't ever agree all the time, because then you're not you. You're them. All right, so anyway, including me, don't agree with me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Step away from the cliff. Back away. Back away, all right? You're you. I'm me. We're different, and it's okay. Bo of the Fourth Estate, Part 3 action.
The thing is, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's why, if such a federation existed somewhere, why they wouldn't approach us. I think the reason they wouldn't approach us is because when the concept, the idea of our application being rejected surfaced here on this planet, we all laughed and acknowledged it. Like, of course they wouldn't. I think that's the reason. Because we're very well aware of the fact we are behaving as a failed species. But we're not doing much to change it. And I think that would be the reason. I don't think it would have to do with technology or philosophy, because it's not like we're unteachable. I would imagine that they would see us and want to civilize us, so to speak, and bring us to the next generation. We know the world is messed up, and we're not doing much to change it. We're not striving to get ahead. We're very complacent. This is the way it is. We are a backward species, and we're okay with it. That's the reason we're the neighborhood that everybody drives past with their doors locked.
All right, look. Now, so this guy, impressively, so his videos are usually like 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes long. And it appears, if you watch closely, because I watch closely, right? Because I'm a jealous bastard when these smart folks can roll through like in one exact perfect take and tell you some perfect things. What's up, Sherry? I see you there. Thanks for showing up. When they can do this, right? I mean, it's let me tell you guys, to get better at talking, you know how you do it? You start talking. That's how you do it. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. And yeah, anyway, here we go. Part 4, Bo of the Fourth Estate. Dude runs this through in one take and has some pretty smart and intelligent stuff to say. And so notice, right? Again, a normie, both feet on the ground. He clearly doesn't believe in aliens whatsoever, but he's knocking humans. And from the perspective of, if you were an alien, why would you stop here? Like, why would this be a thing for you when you're an alien and you have the universe at your beck and call, and you would come like roll in the mud with us? with us monkeys that fling poo at each other and find reasons to hate for no apparent reason, right? We're not trying to find ways to help each other. We're trying to find ways to hate each other, right? That's what this is all about, and he's completely right. Here we go. Last part of this, we'll finish the show up. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. Part 4, Bo of the Fourth Estate action.
Not technology. Now, all of that is... the story is less than believable. The most unbelievable part is the idea that Donald Trump is aware of said Galactic Federation, but was convinced not to talk about it. Let's just be honest. If he knew about this, we would know about this. He would have either said something while standing next to the My Pillow guy or tweeted it out in the middle of the night. And I mean, we'd also be able to tell by his reactions. If he believed there were alien beings in space, he would, I don't know, build a wall in space or something.
Okay.
I'm sure some
that's
are good
enough
people,
of this
though.
shit. That's enough of this shit. This is what I'm saying. So, like, if you listen to this guy, like, he's got some smart stuff to say, but he's a little bit too orange man bad for me. Like, he literally, you know, not that I love Donald Trump, you know, but I think he's got some relevant points, and they should be taken as such. But the rest of these guys are like, brown man bad, and I'm going to tweet the middle of the night, and shut up, man. Like, you had a bunch of smart shit to say, and then you freaked out and went off the rails in a partisan... Like, right? It's like, hold on. Like, this dude was on it, and then suddenly he spurred out and had to go all political. It's like, seriously? Like, can we not frame every single freaking human thought we have in a lefty-righty paradigm? Like, there's nothing more infuriating to me to, like, have somebody start talking intelligently and then suddenly go, at the end, you're like, Why did you have to do that? Like, everything you said up to that point was perfect. And then you had to spurg out like a knucklehead. Anyway, he spurged out like a knucklehead. Whatever. All right, we got some great comments to read. What's up? Sherry says completely BS. There you go. Jeff, what's up? Says, I saw UFO south San Jose after midnight. Curfew for planes is 11 p.m. Triangular shape hovering, and then hauled ass and vanished. Get some video, man. We want to see this shit. Definitely. Yeah. Let's see. Beechwood's got some more good comments. We're going to read this, and we're going to finish this up in just a sec here. But okay, look. The thing is this, guys. The thing is this. Why do we do this? Why do we talk about these things at all? Right? Why? Like, are we just knuckleheads creating our own religion here? Are we just some bizarre cult like some would accuse us of being? Are we just human? And we just want answers? What's the question here? What's the answer? I don't know either, to be perfectly honest. I just know most conversations are completely unfulfilling because they end just like that last one ended. With that spurging out dude in some political diatribe because somebody told him what to say. And so he had some fantastic thoughts and then went, right? I don't get it. I just don't get it. What's up, Beachwood says, thanks for the shout out. Can't wait to tell my whole story. If I had the whole truth while I was in the nut house, I would still be here. Doctors are smart, but often see HF half the world. I know that the human consciousness is way older than anyone actually knows. I also have a complete set of memories from an alternate timeline. I have a massive box of puzzle pieces, and I'm putting them together. Always remember, if you want to hide something, put it in plain sight. There you go. What's up, Ash? How you doing, buddy? I see you there on a thing. Yeah, come on in, buddy. Get your ass in here. Let's finish this up. Ash, the reptilian from Mars. Talking about aliens. We're not talking about Donald Trump, but that other guy had to go 3 clips of aliens and then spurg out off the rails. And yeah, GameVet02 says we are probably entertainment for the aliens. Right? It's like we put on a football game on Sunday. They fly to Earth. They're like, let's watch these knuckleheads go to war and destroy each other. So they eat popcorn and drink alien beer and watch us. Yeah, get on Discord, man. What do you mean? Where am I? Yeah. Why are you acting like you're new? Oh shit, I'm not in Discord, am I? Yeah, there you go. There you go. I haven't been in Discord all night, but now I am. Ash, there you go. No, where are you? Where are you, buddy? All right, so we're talking about what's up, man? We're talking about the Galactic Federation. We're talking about how normies view this thing. We're talking about how this is not new. We're talking about all this stuff. It's an unbelievable amount of great calls tonight. Lots of thoughtful chat. Lots of people hanging out and chilling. How are you, man? I told everybody, I broke the news. I told everybody, I don't know if you caught the first part of the show. I let them know that the taxes are too high on Mars and you had to move. So you're moving to the Jovian system, which is why you missed the show tonight. So is everything settled? Are you cool on Jupiter? What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I got into a firefight with some competing reptilians. It was a bloodbath. I floated in space for days on end. We don't really need to breathe oxygen so well. And yeah, but I managed to get through it. I'm here now. I lost my goat in the transition. Gary the goat. I mourn his loss. The only thing I've ever loved. So, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
Chilling, good. Chilling, man. Everybody's good. Everybody's good over here. You know why? Because we got a positive vibe stream thing, show, podcast, whatever the hell you want to call us. It's a hybrid Frankenstein thing, and it's human souls coming together and having a collective soul joygasm. There you go. If that wasn't too dirty.
Oh,
for
wow. Now I'm excited.
Now I'm excited. Are you aroused?
Slightly. I don't know. It's been a long time. Like I said, my goat's gone.
Goat's gone. All right. So let's wrap this up. But what do you think about this whole the normie take, the crazy take, the actual? We didn't even talk about remote viewing really. Just when we talked about you moving to Jupiter, but I don't know. What's up? Man?
Well, let me guess. You spent I didn't kind of quite catch the show. You spent it crapping on all over that guy and his credibility.
No. I don't really. Do you think I just spend time crapping on people's credibility? No. Just no. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. So let me preface it with some information. I went on UFO Twitter, and they are crapping on him like hardcore. Like, who? Jeremy Corbell?
I guess because of the Jeremy Corbell interview and then following up with him because he was on Gaia and stuff, they just put him in the woo-woo category, and I just saw a lot of like shooting him down.
Yeah,
so
UFO
which
Twitter's
is fair.
Cancer.
It's just,
but UFO Twitter's cancer. Like there's a lot of people there that are smart and good and like want to have a good conversation, and it's like half of it is nothing but gatekeepers, anonymous sources, bullies, and that's it. That's what they do, right? Like whatever. Right. It's a lot of cancer in there, unfortunately.
It's a good thing you mentioned the word. It's interesting you mentioned the word gatekeeper because literally, if the government wanted to, they could just pay me $100,000 a year, and I'll keep everyone away from the truth. I could do it by myself. All you got to do is just make sure you discredit the anyone who has any real integrity. You make sure that narrative is like stupid. Like you make it stupid. Like you make it so that like no one wants to go there, and then you just kind of steer everyone in the wrong direction. And they've admitted in the past they do that. So you think like UFO Twitter is kind of like a collective organism, right? It's like everyone's tweeting and getting information from each other, and so I'm sure. I mean, imagine one or two of them are disinformation agents, doing it. So, I'm just saying, if my dumbass can do it,
you're totally right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Think about it. If you had nothing all day to do because you were paid to do it, but make Twitter accounts and just stir up the bullshit, it would be extremely easy. You tag this dude, you tag that dude, you say, hey, this MFer said this about you, and then just let it go, and then do it again and do it again and do it. Unbelievably easy. And people are so thin-skinned, they run. They go with it, Like, look, I'm telling you guys, this is the best way to handle that. Transparency. If you got a fucking problem with me and you think I'm a fucking whatever you think I am, dial the fucking phone number and get your ass in here. And the rest of these clowns are so fucking gutless, they won't do that shit. They won't do it. You know why? Because they're scared of a troll. They're scared that they're going to say something wrong. Holy shit, how many times have I put my foot in my mouth over all these years? Why you got to be scared? We're people. We're people. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, that's why I've noticed people are gravitating toward personalities instead of just like traditional news, because the world is like, we're all saturated with information. I don't know about you guys, and I'm like, it's tough to navigate it. So it seems like people are kind of like picking their people that they trust, right? It's more about like, I trust this person. Like Joe Rogan became popular because most of the time it seemed like he had good judgment. He's very rational, and you see him navigate the space in so many different like narratives and fields and topics that you're like, you know what, this is a well-rounded out person, and I trust his like general judgment. So then you go see his content, right? And I don't know, like, it's, I guess morals are hard to come by these days. So if you have some morals and you're a bit charismatic, you can become popular. So I think for you, Mike, you're pretty transparent. You're not in it for the wrong reasons, and you show up every week, and you're pretty consistent about what you what you think is bad and what is you kind of think is good. And that doesn't align with like the mainstream media. Like a lot of stuff, like the information on China, like eventually they're going to take you out for that,
Fuck
like
off.
If it keeps getting
I'm packing,
worse,
bro. I'm wearing a flak jacket right now, and I got 1,000 rounds right here under my feet. Try it. You guys.
I don't think they're shoot. I'm not saying they'll shoot you. They'll just like, they'll just do a little hippies.
Hey, stop,
you know
stop,
what I'm saying?
stop.
Like a little
you're putting bad juju in the universe, and I don't fucking like it at all.
I'm just saying, it's like, it's crazy. Like, but what I'm saying is it takes a level of bravery to talk about those things, just even a little bit. So anyway, we should talk about the Galactic Federation.
Let's go back to the Federation instead of China coming after me. That's much better. Thanks.
Yeah. You're scared of the Chinese assassins. You don't want the Chinese assassins.
Not really, but they've got a lot of them. There's billions of people over there.
That's true.
I'm outnumbered.
It's crazy. So what do you so what's your take? What's your hot take on the Galactic Federation? So after all this, do you put it in the realm of possibility?
Well, yeah. I mean, so if one alien exists, one single individual entity, then more exist. And if more of them exist, then you have different alien factions, even within the same, let's say, species. Or you have multiple species. It stands to reason that there could be a galactic federation, of some sort. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have proof of this. It's a gut feeling, right? It, like Travis Walton, Fire in the Sky, abducted by aliens, has a really compelling story. He's got witnesses. They saw this thing. Like, there's a lot of, Betty and Barney Hill. Like, there's a lot of actual information that corroborates. And so, given that, this is all, or it's not all disinformation of some sort, and they were just paid off to tell a bunch of bullshit lies, which seems far-fetched in some of these cases. But yeah, I think it's a possibility, for sure, right? But also, given that we get our information from the media and the governments, it makes them suspicious as fuck. So,
the media went hard on that.
I'm of both.
Why would the media go hard on that? And when there's like, he's been on Gaius saying just crazy shit the whole time, right? So, and then by crazy, I mean like by the media standards. So like, why now, right? And why? And it caught fire so hard. I mean, someone's paying people to sit behind computers and spam and on behalf of governments and agencies. They're 100% doing that. So is that kind of like, if you see something bubbling to the surface like that, all of a sudden, is that what that is, right? Is that like them injecting information into the thing? And I mean, they could be injecting information that's true. It could be like, you know what I mean? They could be pushing for the real disclosure. I don't know. I honestly think there are competing factions and with kind of like their hand on the buzzard as far as disclosure, and different factions want different forms of disclosure, and then different factions, most of them probably don't want any disclosure, right? So it seems to me, and I'm not getting political. This is literally just what it seemed like, that the Obama administration was kind of somewhat locked out of the UFO phenomena, and they were kind of leveraging their media and their kind of like celebrity kind of friends to kind of push that. Like from what I heard, Hillary was like really trying to push it. So. And John Podesta had his emails, right? And he was part of the Democratic institution, and he was pushing for disclosure. So it's I don't know. It's like, and how much do they know, right? Do they know about the Galactic Federation? Because they were talking about our interdimensional friends. That could be the Galactic Federation. I don't know. The narrative, we kind of like, you can put all the conspiracy theories in it, and it kind of works. You know, the others from Tom DeLonge. Fits in there.
The archons, the negativity. You know what the funny thing is about, let's say that the archons are like these negative aliens that are trying to divide us from each other. You know what that would mean? That would mean the aliens have infiltrated like CNN and Fox News. that's really what that would mean.
Yeah, I mean maybe like 3 degrees of indirectness. You know what I'm saying? But it's totally like so when I did the pyramid episode, basically what they found, this is the theory, is that through the pharaoh, they influenced the human society to get that pyramid built, which was like had a higher level purpose, and so to the people it was like a spiritual thing, but you know, to the makers, it had like an actual function. It was like a battery or God knows what, interdimensional portal, Stargate. I don't know, but he influenced. You just needed one person, the pharaoh, a proxy. So like these different alien factions. So this is like that remote viewing narrative and the Galactic Federation narrative, that there's different factions, and they're like, you know, we're like the Middle East. You know what I mean? Where the Middle East, or like the Cold War. Right, the Cold War is a good example. Like Russia was feeding these countries like attack helicopters, and then America was feeding them like anti-aircraft artillery. Like, is that what's going on in that? Like, you know what I mean? Like we're like the proxy war.
Like Russia gets the Tic Tacs, and we get the invisible things, and then it's like maybe right. That's a hell of a thought. That the aliens are running the proxy war through us by feeding technology to different state actors. That's good, man. I like it. That needs to be a novel.
I mean, if you know, you hear about these David Icke and stuff, and even that falls in. It's like the reptilians have an agenda on Earth, and they are connected to certain leaders, and they push their narratives through them. And yeah. It also, I have been having this thought that's perpetuating in like my consciousness, is that traveling through space is hard. So if you evolved on a planet, like for us to go to space is really hard, because you got to fill it with oxygen, fuel. You know what I mean? You got like, it's so much more work to put something alive in there and keep it alive the whole time.
Yeah, like you got a heater and food and the whole deal, right? You got to have a shitter. You got to have like a nice little terminal to call home and say hi to the wife, whatever, right? Like whatever's going on. It's like there's a lot. There's a lot there, like mental health, the whole deal. Yeah, agreed. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and then let's say you make it there and there's already life there, and then you get killed by some virus, you know, some foreign virus. It's like, well, you make it all the way the hell there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they would send.
Yeah,
so
I'm
so
just saying,
if that was
like,
the case, they would send cyborgs. They would literally send aliens. Would be like they say about the Greys. They would be some sort of like a biomechanical thing, right? So like, think about it now. Like we have GoPros, we have like these drones, the Predator drones they use in the Middle East, right? Then they have like some dude in like Kansas on like a joystick that's running this Predator drone, right?
Yeah.
Like, and smashing it down the Middle East. And like, it's the same thing, right? So it's like, imagine you're like, have some dude in Alpha Centauri with a joystick and a big screen, and he's like running the gray alien that's on Earth. You know what I mean? Like these things are possible. Like we're doing them now. the thing
Right.
just becomes a distance between. And so if there's some kind of like weird quantum entanglement, which we're even working on now for like the quantum internet and this other bullshit they're talking about that we can possibly do in 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 years, maybe these MFers are doing it right now. And them grays are predator drones that they're sending to Earth, and they've got some joystick back on Alpha Centauri, and that's that. It's a wrap, bro.
No, yeah, and absolutely, exactly. I was actually, I don't know when, I was like driving my spaceship, and I was just driving around, and I just have like thoughts like this. I like look up at the sky. But you could, have you ever seen the Altered Carbon? The show on Netflix?
Negative.
So the show's premise is that your consciousness is in what's called a stack. So this is like something that's like right around the corner, actually. So your consciousness is in your stack, and you could just be dropped into different bodies through the stack port in your neck. So there's like an interesting concept is like someone died, and then they had to like get a new body, but they couldn't afford a good one, so the government provided them like this little girl an old lady body. And this old lady comes out and she's like, "Mom," and they're like crying, but she's like, you're like immortal as long as your stack doesn't get destroyed. Well, aliens could be like remote dialing into their grays, and supposedly with the abduction scenario is like they're connected like a hive mind. So imagine like you have a workforce that you like make or grow like that, and you control all of them. You're connected consciously to all of them. So it's like operating like 8 bodies at once. So like if you could dial that from across the universe somehow, there you go. You could like operate whole armies. So that's like, it's interesting. One alien with all of this kind of technology that we're just now starting to dream of what's possible, right? So imagine if there's anything that's like really far away, but really far ahead of us. I mean, we're talking about this, Mike, and it's pretty cool, like sci-fi, but like if you're not to a certain point in advancement, you can't even comprehend this stuff. It's just like God and the angels coming down, and you know what I mean? It's just beyond your comprehension.
I said it 3 times tonight. Monkeys flinging poo at each other. This is where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's like, how far behind are we, that we can't even we don't even know how we're being influenced, I guess. We're kind of hypothesizing all the ways we could be being influenced, and we don't even know. Like, it could be beyond our imagination. And that's why any power structure fears like the people coming together, And so everyone's trying to divide us right now: red team, blue team, race, gender, everything, those divisional politics. And I'm resistant to that. I think we can all, I really honestly believe we can all kind of get along. So I'm going to actually try and start changing my mindset, my behavior to be the opposite, And I think if we all do that, honestly, that's probably the biggest thing we could do. And a lot of that crap will fall away over time, Because like I said, you don't know how we're being influenced, through these third parties. If there is a galactic federation, maybe there's an empire, Yeah.
So Darth Vader. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I got this. Where's it at? Too many damn things. Where's it at? Holy shit. Oh, man. How about this?
You may dispense with the pleasantries, Commander. I'm here to put you back on schedule.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Get your ass back on schedule. Yeah, I got so many buttons now. I don't know where to find anything. But yeah, all right, there we go. I had
good. Thank you, Darth Vader, for the advice.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been trying to get my sleep schedule. I appreciate it.
Oh, Shazzle. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So what do you think? So in the end, do you think that there's an actual Galactic Federation? Do you think aliens are here and there's some kind of influence going on? Let's say either direct influence, like we have actual contact with governments, or the other influence where they're here influencing us and we don't know it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that, all right, so I like to look at kind of trends and kind of follow that. We used to think the world was, well, I don't know what the hell we used to think the world was, heaven and earth and I still think those things, those labels, translate once you understand things better. It's kind of all the same, I guess what I'm saying. So like, we used to think the world was flat. Some people still do. And I have those arguments, a lot, unfortunately. But, and that we used to think we were the center of the universe, right? And then as our kind of understanding grows over time, and so I think we've heard the truth one way or another, and that we probably like I've heard of like people who've gone to like Mars and fought in wars against other aliens and stuff, like super soldiers supposedly.
Randy Kramer.
And those are crazy. Yeah, that's the guy. And it's like a crazy story. It's like really far out there, but who knows? That could be the truth. It's just so far away from like what you're used to. But then again, I mean, we're not looking at aliens. You know what I mean? We're not talking aliens. It's not a normal for us. So I think the truth is far out there. I think you're right. If there's got to be some sort of structure, and that structure is going to be like communicate with humans or manipulate them. And there's probably multiple structures competing just like we do. So yeah, I think it's kind of like what everyone suspects. There's deals, backroom deals, collaborations. Supposedly the reptilians were behind the Nazis. And I know the whole the reptilian from Mars thing is kind of funny and whatnot, but honestly, like the evidence does stack up that reptilians exist, which is like, that's a hard pill to, I don't even like saying it because it makes you sound weird, but that's usually what they want, right? With the kind of the stuff that is true. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would be inclined to say that all this stuff have some level of truth to it.
Okay, and not only that, so whether you do or not, now this is the best part, right? And this is, I guess if you had to like take like one entire backbone of this whole show and boil it down to one quote, we're going to go back thousands of years. Aristotle said this: "It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it." And I think it's important. One way or the other, right? You don't have to accept any of this. You don't have to accept a conversation. You don't have to accept, well, we don't really bring you conclusions. You get our opinions here and there, but it's about what you think. But these are existential thoughts. Like these thoughts are like universal big thoughts, bigly thoughts. Remember the bigly thing, which wasn't actually a thing, but these thoughts are so large that it transcends humanity. But again, in our brains and in our minds resides a universe. And not only that, bigger than that. Whatever we can actually perceive is what we can attain. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. There we go. That's a good way to end this. What do you think, buddy? How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's like the more information we get, the more it becomes tougher to kind of cut out the fake stuff, and that's kind of on purpose. Keep in mind, it's like you can try and keep the truth from coming out, but eventually it'll come out. So it's better to just put out disinformation and kind of cancel it out when it does come out. And so we're all just kind of like looking for truth. We all have troubled minds, and that's why we're here. We just want to know. We're tired of just watching the freaking news and movies. You look up at the stars, and just I mean, there's trillions of galaxies, and that there's more. You kind of feel it down below, and you got that curiosity. You just want to learn. And so, what do you think, Mike? You think things are heating up here? Do you think they're gonna spin something on us soon, whether it's the truth or not? There's a good question.
No.
You think things are ramping up?
No, that's what I think right here. I don't have to speak for myself. I have agents that do my bidding.
For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you.
I'd say that pretty much sums it up. That I do think there's some sort of net, like some sort of neural, psychological, cosmic, the Force, basically, like dark energy. Like who knows? I mean, I think we're connected. I think literally we're connected, and in ways we don't know. Have you ever, again, right? Like this is a whole other show, but like this is the best part, right? Like one conversation spawns another. But are we connected enough that when you think of somebody, does it ping in their brain and they think of you back? You know what I mean? Like these things happen, right? You think about somebody and then blink, they text you like 30, 45 seconds later. Like this shit happens to people. It's like you're in tune with it before the shit goes down. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot, again, like a whole other show, all that. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think there's a lot here. I think there's it's worth talking about. I don't know definitively. You know me. And it's not, this is the thing, guys. I'm not trying to like dodge every question, right? I give my opinion quite a lot. But like for the bigger, largest questions, they're not mine to really, like to not tell you what to think. Like there's so many huge answers to these things that I think the conversation is the reward. So I don't know, man.
It feels like we're not supposed to, I think we're just supposed to kind of like, you get this feeling that you're supposed to just kind of enjoy being human, and that being human has its like disadvantages, right? You have your certain intellectual, emotional capacities, these limiters on you that kind of let you have this human experience. And that if you spend too much time trying to seek something outside of that, then you won't have that human experience, right? So I think it's good to like follow your curiosity and be fascinated. I think that's like how humans got to where we are so far. I think that's how we got from being like the monkey, right? Like we were lizards and fish before that. And back then we were all the same. At one point we were all the same being, we were all the same fish. And that one bigger fish came around the corner and we just barely dodged him, right? That we were all that dude once. Or chica fish, I don't know. And we kind of made it. We are where we are, and we kind of all share those experiences and that knowledge. And it does feel like there's more. And you can kind of like lean into that spiritual side of things, and it's kind of cool. But kind of like not knowing, I think, is part of being human. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. I agree with you. I think we're not supposed to
enjoy it.
There are larger questions. I think the bigger the question, the heavier the answer. And I don't think I think here's the thing, right? So here's the Michael Strange take. You want the opinion? Here it is. The bigger the question, the heavier the answer. And when you get some dude or some woman or some whatever alien dropping you the heaviest answers in the universe constantly, me personally, I would be suspicious as fuck. Sounds like cosmic propaganda to me. See, there you go.
Buy my book.
Buy
my book.
You've tapped into the mind of the conspiracy theorist. And not only that, if you guys love this conversation, I was a little worried that we wouldn't be able to talk for, as long as we needed to go without the news. But holy shit, man, these conversations, they're so deep existentially that we could probably talk for a week straight, dude. Like if we didn't have the human limitations and have to go eat and, sleep and take a crap and stuff, we could probably do this for a week straight, man. There's so much stuff here.
I think as like religion kind of declines, religion kind of sedated a lot of these questions and stuff, And I think as those those institutions and stuff kind of like on their downward trajectory, those questions are still there. And, we have new information as a species, new content, and we're trying to make sense of it all, Meanwhile, we're trying not to get ourselves killed, fucking just TikTok. Try not to end society because of TikTok.
Because of some really shitty dance on TikTok. Yeah. I don't hate the dancing on TikTok, even though I've never looked at a TikTok in my whole life, to be perfectly honest. I only know it anecdotes from other people. But I think TikTok is murdering humanity with the 30-second attention spans. Just think about it. Like I said, we could go a whole week, right? Remove the human limitations, and this conversation is literally like thousands, millennia long. It's unbelievable. This is philosophy. This is Aristotle. This is the mark of an educated mind, in my opinion. And I failed philosophy, by the way, because I was staring at that hot chick in philosophy class. But I did never get anywhere. I was too young and too stupid to just.
I mean, philosophy class would have the hot chicks,
Yeah, dear Lord.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what. Good night, Kelly. Thanks for hanging out. We're about to be done. But yeah, if I'd have just said, "What's up?" Who knows? This is the thing, right? I might be dead if I walked up to that hot woman and said, "Hey, my name is Mike, and I am your density." Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows?
Did I miss something?
That's from Marty McFly and George McFly in the Back to the Future. Anyway, whatever. You'll get it. Okay, next time you see that movie, you'll be like, holy shit, that's what Mike meant. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll walk up with my reptilian body and just be like, and then she'll just
that's pretty good.
Run off and be like, man, I did it.
I don't
get it.
All right, wrap this up. You're gonna start. I'm gonna smash the music at the perfect point. Let's finish this fucker up. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You're all the best. Go ahead. Get it, buddy.
Well, I wasn't here for the move and left Mike hanging, but Mike's the man. I'm glad you guys had some really good conversations tonight. I'll go back and listen because it sounded like they were really interesting. And this is good that we can kind of come and have these conversations and talk about all this stuff. I mean, what else is there to talk about? Kim Kardashian's ass?
No, fuck that.
Haven't we done that enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the news. So it's a sign that you're the news. Yeah.
Tune into the other show. Twitch, 4 p.m. Pacific, troubleminds.org. Click the thing. Come check it out. Michael Strange on camera. We're talking about the news over there. Go ahead, sorry. I interrupted you.
I know. I like that. I like the format. I've been checking in. It's been nice. I like it. Maybe you could be one of these trusted people, or at least just another. I mean, everything's about Trump, whether you're good or bad. It doesn't matter. God. It's
it's destroyed everything. It's destroyed everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it tells you that it tells you how entrenched the establishment is, in my opinion. That regarding that particular thing, that particular person. That they don't expect somebody to come in and think independently. They expect somebody to come in and do what they're told, And the second you go outside of that box, the whole fucking system just spurgs, And we witnessed it. Yeah. It was 4 years of that, exactly that. It was unbelievable. And so again, whether you like the dude or not, it doesn't matter. Look at the macro version of what just happened, and the entire establishment was on it, full on attack mode. For 4 fucking years, and it took every ounce of every single thing they had to take the dude down. And that tells you a lot. Yeah. But whatever. Yeah. Whatever it is, politics is garbage. It's all garbage. Anyway, let's finish this fucking... I interrupted you. I interrupted you twice now. Go. Finish it.
Good. No, I don't...
I got music going now.
I don't even care about the red team, blue team. Honestly, I just care about some of these gnarly agendas we're reading, the UN and shit. I just want those things to not pull off, right? And if we look at our ancient religions of Mark of the Beast and stuff like that, are they talking about these things that we're coming to now that we could potentially can be established? It's just so. I mean, we live in a very interesting world. I mean, look at like you got all this crazy shit going on. Look at a giraffe. Like, what the fuck is a giraffe? Look at that thing. You know,
wait. Hold on.
Long legs.
This is the thing. When we're doing an outro, we got to be in sync here. So you got to be like, you got to say something like really like, you know,
the giraffe.
Yeah, exactly. And like
4 legs.
Like yeah,
a
exactly.
long tongue.
Yeah, so you got it.
I know. I got you.
All right, go ahead.
I got it.
I'm about to read it. You drop it. I'm reading it. Here we go.
We live in an interesting world. It breeds curiosity and wonder, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing you guys are here. And nothing should be off the table. We should be able to talk about anything. Aliens, anything non-politics, right? Like we don't have to do what they want us to do. We don't have to be what they want us to be. We can be ourselves, and we can talk about and believe in what's true to us, right? So that's why you guys are here. It's great to have these conversations. I love you guys. It's always a pleasure to be on the show, and I appreciate that you listen to a knucklehead like me. So thanks for having me. Just on for the end here, and I hope you guys all have a good night.
Yeah, baby. We did it. If you're interested in this type of talk, this conversation, this type of vibe, right? We don't have answers. We have questions. Come check it out. Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. We cut the news out of this show because it just doesn't make sense. We did a whole nother show. You know why? Because we have so much to talk about. Ash will be on that show at some point. You guys will be on that show at some point because it's open lines, as always, because I'm not afraid. Because we're not afraid. You want to gaslight? You want to call me this? You want to call me that? You want to accuse me of some bullshit? Call me. That's right. That's right. All the rest of these clowns, these guys that hide behind their producers and their people and their things, you dial a damn number and you get me. It's not that hard. Weird, right? Weird. Thanks, Ash, for hanging out. Thanks for showing up. Thanks everybody else for all the great calls tonight, all the great chat, all the great enthusiasm. Like I said, like I've always said, we do this because of you. And if you weren't here, this show would have ended up in the gutter and then stepped on by some alien entity and thrown in the galactic trash can. But that's not the case, is it? Much love. Spread it. Tell everybody. Be good to yourselves. Be good to your family. Be good to your friends. And expand that net. Because these are the things that are the most important. All right, we're done. Michael Strange, Conspiracy News. 5 days a week. If you guys can't get enough, I'm sick of myself. But if you guys ain't sick of me, we'll just keep rolling it. But I'll tell you what, I'm sick of myself. My wife is like, do you ever stop talking? I'm like, fuck, you're right. God damn it. Okay, anyway. Thank you so much.
She got you.
She got me. She's like, would you shut up for once? I'm like, there's dead air. There's dead air. Dead air. Okay, anyway. Oh, geez. At the end, you're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. I'm here with your co-host, Ash the Reptilian from Mars, who now moved to the Jovian system in Jupiter because the taxes on Mars got too damn high. And here's where we're at. What can you do?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. What can you do? You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. TroubledMinds.org. Tell a friend. We'll see you tomorrow because guess what? 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Have a great night, guys. And at the end, from our Troubled Minds to yours, thank you for listening. Ash, thanks for showing up. Everybody else, thanks for participating. From our Troubled Minds to yours, have a great night.